Hello everybody. Welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. It's me, Andy, Decade Andy, and Mikey has joined me once again. Hello, Mikey.
Hello, fighting games are done.
I mean, that's it's just an incorrect statement.
I can get Dragon Ball Fighters for free right now, and I won't.
Okay.
I just want to see if anyone's like flipping out now.
I mean,
no.
I'm not going to take this free thing. Yeah, all right. I mean, if you don't want the free thing, that's fine. I tell you what's interesting to do that you should be able to enjoy. Well, theoretically, you should be able to enjoy fighting game tournaments, like people playing them at the top peak of their condition. You know, where it's like, what do you do all year? I played one game so I could win this tournament. Usually, those guys are pretty interesting when you watch high-level fighting tournaments. And I find them much more engaging to watch than MOBA. Oh, Sonic Fox. Yeah, he's weird. I think he's very like out and open about being a furry, and it's like that's cool, bro. But I don't care.
Your parents are watching this, and they're just like, I have to meet other people's children and families tomorrow.
Yeah, but you know what you do? Because Sonic Fox keeps winning tournaments, all he has to do is go, oh, the parents have to do is, yeah, but my son beat the shit out of your son in a video game. He's the best in the world, or something like that.
Yeah, that's something that when they go out to the shops, they're just like, hey, you're judging me? Well, my son beat your son at a video game. And I'm just like, it is a real flex. It is a real flex that requires genuine skill, but it's also one of those flexes you can only make in very specific communities.
I would agree. But then again, like, you know, people get really hyper and happy about sports, and I would go, oh, games the children play, thus making them children's games. I always think it's weird when someone will denigrate, like, toy collectors or video game players or stuff like that, and it's like, well, you know, you play a sport for children.
How is your obsession any different, except, like, no one's ever... You know, when someone acts up and starts a riot at my obsession, people say that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
They don't expect it.
You like cars? You like sports cars? You know what children like? Children like cars. They collect loads of little model cars. Or they have big plastic cars, which they pretend to drive around in very quickly to impress people. What makes it an adult version, then? Is it the fact that you can fix it up? Is it the quote-unquote manly act of taking a car apart and putting it back together? I'd say that's a good service. That's a very useful skill.
I'd say that's just having a model kit.
I think
a big, expensive model kit.
A much more complicated model kit, right?
I don't know. You've seen some perfect grades.
Yeah, but I don't know how a combustion engine works. I know the principle behind it, but if someone said, Andy, put this model kit engine together, I'd be like, where is the step-by-step procedure? I could do it that way.
That's what I want. I want to see the overly folded, overly long manual for how to put a car engine together. But I also want to see the opposite, which is all the pictures are really, really tiny, and you have to lean in, and there's not enough pictures, and you know there are missing steps.
There always is.
At the end of it, you've turned on the car, and nothing's happened, and you know it's not your fault.
Oh, Mikey, you know what would be really cool? I mean, we haven't started the show, the actual proper super duper show yet, I don't think. Yeah. But you know what would be really cool? I think you and me could both get behind it, right? Like, imagine if all you had to do to build a car was build a model kit. The way that you got the parts to build a car was exactly the same way that you got model kit parts. So the doors came on sprues, and you'd weld them off, and you'd quote unquote push fit them together, just with a bit of welding, using the instructions and a few other big like machinery tools. I could get behind that. That sounds like a much more fun experience than just being like, you know, oh yeah, I'm just going down to garage. I'm gonna take my screwdriver and unscrew this thing. Like no. I want to use my big nippers and nip it off the sprue, and rub it with sandpaper. And then spray paint it poorly outside of the lines, like a big boy. Hello, Excel Hedge. I see you in chat. What's up?
All right. When you said that, all I could think of, and then, like a big boy, you get a rubber and you rub along the edges to get rid of all that extra paint, and then you get really frustrated because the rubber's not doing it. So you get a Q-tip and you get some alcohol or hand sanitizer or something, and you just rub it in. You rub, trying to get that line because you're not actually skilled at painting.
No.
My God, you want people to think you are.
Oh, you know what's worse? When the alcohol goes a little bit too far and you start rubbing off the paint that you actually still wanted.
Yeah, and then you have to wait for it to dry off because when you try to replace that paint, otherwise it's just going to become a mess. So you have to start off by wiping the Q-tip on the tissue as much as possible. But you've wiped off too much, and it won't work as well. And you get that annoying squeaking sound.
Masking tape helps, but only to a point, because some places on a Gundam kit you just can't mask.
Oh, did I tell you what this isn't like relevant. I bought, because I was... Turns out in Dublin there's a massive hobby shop for it's mostly model kits, but they got like hobby tools and stuff, and I was passing and I was just like,
is it just like a general hobby store, like for like your dad's trains, your dad's army kits, Warhammer?
And they've got a few plastic stuff upstairs, like they've got those wacky cute tanks I mentioned before.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah, and I picked up one of those actually. But I was just and they had all these tools, and they're just like elastic putty. That and just like, oh, and then I was like, okay, so it's putty that you mold around and it works better than masking tape. Okay. So, and then they're like, oh, you can do this with silly putty. Oh, which is really expensive to get over here. Oh. And now I have a tin of elastic putty, which I haven't used because I am currently living in a place where I don't have a setup for spray painting or air painting or anything like that. But it's there for when I want it.
Oh, well, that's good. That sounds neat.
And I have masking tape, but it's not good masking tape. I need better.
Masking tape seems to be... I've always found a pain in the ass, but, you know, I'm not good at it, so I don't know what I'm saying. Mikey, should we start pooping? Should we start the poopcast as people have arrived? Okay, everybody, right. Well, let's hit that music. We'll start talking about some fucking Transformers and then what we've been up to this week. Okay, music time. Let's go.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy, and one day I might even make an intro video to go along with that music, but there's no guarantee. I'm joined this week by the man who is a ricochet bullet effect of my heart. It's Mike G. Wolfie 3. Hello, Mikey. Way.
Andy, this is spinning off of something we were talking about before the show. I just randomly decided to Google this. First of all, do you know Dragon Ball Z Kakarot? That weird RPG game?
Kinda. I'm aware of it, but not too much.
That's still getting DLC, including Bardock. I don't know. But including it just got a Bardock DLC.
Okay.
Where you play as Bardock for some reason. But it's the original Bardock, not the one they brought in Dragon Ball Super, who's now the canonical Bardock.
What?
Which, yeah, it's
is that a thing?
Yeah, there's basically you have the Bardock that we all grew up with.
Right.
And then you have the one from Super who's like the nice guy saying.
He's a good guy now?
Well, like, you remember in Broly movie, he was kind of like, well, I'm still a Saiyan, but I'm not like a dickhead and I care about my child and my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's canonical Bardock. But it amuses me because it's clearly like, they know no one really liked canonical Bardock.
I like to
so it's just like
hang on. Oh, I see.
We got like original Bardock, who's an asshole. But what's been said? Do you remember Dragon Ball Xenoverse?
Again, I'm aware of it, and yeah, that's about it.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
Okay.
Right. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2015. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 2016. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you like to know when the last official DLC was made?
Oh God, are you gonna say something like last year?
No, I'm not.
This year?
Wait, okay, I will technically say yes, it was last year.
Oh, okay.
In December.
Well, okay.
They have been consistently making DLC for that game for 7 years.
Jesus Christ.
Who's playing this game? Is it huge in Japan?
Maybe. There's a lot of Dragon Ball Z fans, to be fair, I suppose.
But,
Mikey, do you want to know how much I think this is all of the... I don't know if this is going to include the game in this. Do you want to know how much all of the DLC is, apparently?
How much, Andy?
At least on Steam without any sales and without any super deals. It's at 214.47p.
Oh, why though?
I don't know. That's a lot of cum right there.
Why?
Now, granted,
Totally.
I don't know if any of these DLCs overlap with others, so you know how you could like buy a season pass, or you could buy them individually. Maybe it doesn't separate them, so it just adds the season pass and the individual ones together. Still, 214 doesn't seem to include the base game, which is about £40 as well. Woo!
Yeah,
Jeez.
most recent DLC pack is the Hero of Justice pack, which includes Gamma 1, Gamma 2, and Gohan from Dragon Ball Superhero.
Oh, yeah. Wow, yeah, I mean, they're keeping up to date.
There's another one. There is another one on the way, which I can only presume brings in, like, the weird Piccolo forms. Orange Piccolo.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That was, yeah. And Weird Cell, right? Weird Big Cell, too.
He's hard to do because he's a giant monster kaiju thing.
Well, in the game, you can get Baby, the big monkey baby, so I don't think that matters.
Like, oh my God.
Baby from GT.
I will say there was quite a gap between the last couple of sets because before then there was one for the Broly movie, which also brought in Jiren and Gogeta and a few other characters. But like, what the fuck?
Hey, I guess it's popular. I guess people really like. Here's the thing. It's good to have a game that keeps getting new content. It keeps making the game fresh. So if you love Xenoverse, this is a really good thing, right? I didn't hear anybody really say great things about Xenoverse. Whenever I saw it, I was just like, this seems really basic and just kind of
remember people like Xenoverse 2 more.
Okay, I could believe that. Oh, XL Hedge Mikey says there are 3 Bardoks. The OG special one, the time travel special one that went Super Saiyan J.
That was terrible.
Then the super
one. Terrible.
Xenoverse 2 is filled with microtransactions, and it's cheaper to make DLC packs for it instead of making part 3. Well, there you go.
There we go.
I'm not shocked. The nightmare of microtransactions continues, and I think we're going to be stuck with them for a long time. But Mikey, we're here to talk about Transformers this week, believe it or not. There was actually... I'm glad, in a way, that we didn't record last week, because...
Nope.
Literally, I think the Monday we got like reveals, and I got really annoyed. I was like, well, I would have been really annoyed because that's happened to us before. And then we got a load of other reveals this week because there was a Hasbro event, a live stream or something. I'm not sure exactly what. But we're gonna kick off not with that stuff, but we're gonna kick off with We're going to kick off with the weird third-party stuff that we got this week, which was Iron Romance Workshop, the IRS, not the Inland Revenue Service, a different IRS, -01 Bloody Azura. It's a Legend-scale, samurai-style Beast Wars Rampage, which has a lot of Asura's Wrath to it, a lot of the feel. I'm sure it's not exactly what they were going for. Apparently, this is a figure redesign of Rampage, obviously similar to the Iron Factory stuff, but not the same, but similar. I assume these will go nice next to each other. It's going to be 10 centimeters tall. It's going to have It's going to have 6 posable arms. 4 of them you can pull off. With interchangeable heads, it transforms into a Crabbo because that's what Rampage do. And he has a few beating clubs. His design looks a little bit like something that you'd fight in Onimusha, I would say. He's
Kali. Or I think it's Kali over Ashura, the one that because Ashura I think is like the kind of god, and Kali's the one that's actually got like the 9 arms and the fire ring behind her head.
Are we talking about the game or the...
No, the god.
Okay, because in the game, Azura has like all of the arms.
Azura's Wrath, yeah. But I think he's... Yeah,
I think probably it's going after the actual god, though. I think you're right, obviously.
Yeah, like there's a lot of confusion. Like, I'm not very good on like the sort of Hindu, Middle Eastern derived religions.
No,
and mythologies. So
I haven't done any animes about them. How would we know?
Weirdly I can reference one later on. But...
Yeah. Well, Mikey, what do you think of this? Do you like him? Do you think he'll fit in well with the Iron Factory stuff? I think he would. I will say he looks a little... When you have all 6 arms on him, he looks a little bit on the fat side, I think, from the side. And I think that's why they deliberately don't show you many shots from the side of him, just because of how wide he becomes.
Yeah, it's like this is just hitting me for being weird. I'll be blunt.
Yeah, that's fine.
Without the arms on, I don't think he's as fun because he's basically just kind of like a kind of weirdly skinny Rampage. He's got so many eyes. Everything is eyes. But like with the full I just want to know what was going through your mind. Who sat down and said we need this? We need a sort of Hindu-esque. Some people are saying it's an Oni, but like that flame thing is very much from that side of the world. Who saw a crab and said like, what if it was a deity?
Yeah.
And they're doing a depth charge as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen that. I think when we see that, we'll have a better idea of what kind of feeling they're going for. They're going for the Japanese ancient era vibe, and this is meant to be an Oni in quotations, or are they going for the more Hindu mythological standpoint, which would probably be nice just for a little bit of difference, and it would make this line kind of stand out on its own, I suppose. The different hands definitely make me support the Hindu side of things. Or again, I'm saying Hindu because it's the only reference I have, like stuff like Kali and Shiva and whatnot. Like the hand gestures and everything else are very much what you see in a lot of traditional artwork from that side of the world. Yeah.
I love the fact it's swappable hands.
That's neat.
The crab looks really fun. I really like the crab. I think they did. I think the hands blend in fairly well as well when it transforms. Honestly, I really like this. I really like this.
I'm not sure I agree with the hands blending in well. I accept it, and it's like it's one of those things where you go, well, unless they added in more parts, that I don't think they could have done it in a better way. Could they have added more parts to hide the hands a little bit nicer? Yeah. It's not a big deal for me, but if someone said it was really off-putting for them, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I can see that. An interesting aspect about this is the fact that it doesn't look like a robot at all. There's nothing visually robotic about it. It looks just completely organic-y.
Yeah.
Which is, again, kind of an interesting kind of look to it. I've never been a big fan of twatting clubs, whatever the official name for twatting clubs are. Even in, like... for the Japanese Oni that have the big twatting clubs, they're not my favorite weapon visually.
No, they're just kind of like, it's a stick with some knobs in it, but it's interesting to me. It's definitely interesting to me. Like, I think this is going to be also like, I've seen a lot of debate about this. Iron Romance, are they, some people are saying they're basically like a hidden like iron factory. We've seen this before with some companies, haven't we? Where they have this not really secret offshoot, but like another one that does other stuff. Yeah, because the original like ads I saw of this were saying it was like Iron Romance number 60 or something like that, but I couldn't find any reference to Iron Romance anywhere, and I would be curious to see how the numbers match up to Iron Factory for their releases.
I wonder why, from a business standpoint, if it is just Iron Factory, why it's a better idea for them to separate, especially when they're doing the Japanese aesthetic anyway, and this would fit in well enough with that.
Yeah, sometimes I don't really know why they do that in general, because like other companies do it. Like I know Sentinel and Ryobot were two different people or something like that, and then it became the same thing, and then there's a bunch of like a lot of major companies do it. I just don't know why you do it for something like this. But then again, we know why Studio Cell was created, because they needed to basically get around the block that Hasbro put on Unicron.
Yes, yeah. There was a heavy ban on that one, so they had to do a bit of a dance, which is fair enough. That makes sense. Yeah.
Fortunately, I was thinking this a few days ago. No one was dumb enough to release a pre-order your third-party Dead Source while the campaign was running. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for someone to be that moron. But we'll see. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if there was like, here's a really G1 accurate Dead Source around this time. Odd that.
I think we've seen, like, if they start pumping them out, I mean, that I could see that. They haven't done that with Star Saber yet, though.
No, that's because most of the big companies already did their Star Saber before them.
I think most of the big companies, at least I can think of 2 or 3 that have done a Death Source that would. I'm not sure who else would do it, apart from, I don't think Fan Toys have done one, but they haven't done a Star Saber yet, I don't think.
Fan Toys have kind of dropped back a bit.
Which is weird because they were going heavy on I guess they went heavy on the season 1 kind of cast, but
I know Make Toys is suddenly like after popping up back in the radar, but
yeah, I like they got a reissue Meteor Storm or something, wasn't it? The Armada Starscream.
Yeah, and then what was it they were doing? Yeah, they're like, people are saying like they've got at least 2 molds that never saw a release, which was their weird the cross dimension Galvatron and Shockwave.
Oh, okay.
Which were crazy designs. But Make Toys kind of brought that out when they were very much moving into the everything must be G1 times.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's an interesting one.
Anything on this Iron Romance lad, or should we move on from the bloody boy?
I'd say move on because it's got the crabs, man.
Oh, okay. Well, what's next, Mikey?
Hello. Next up, we have the reveal of Kotobukiya Bishoujo series Transformers Bumblebee. So, for anyone who doesn't remember what these are from the long-established Bishoujo line by Shunya Yamashita, who basically takes usually Western concept characters and translates them into an anime style. And if they happen to be male, they usually get turned into a female. So they've been doing it for years now. You can get Freddy, and you can get Chucky. I think you can get the clown. Yeah, you can get the clown from The Thing.
Pennywise. How long have they been doing this for now at this point?
I think they've been going for a good long while.
Yeah.
So yeah, they previously have done Optimus, who kind of garnered a lot of attention, and then they did Megatron, which garnered even more attention. And then now they have finally revealed, after teasing her for a good long while now, actually, Bumblebee. So this is a basically teen girl in a hoodie and wearing, like, with the ever-present thing about anime art that all must be belts. So her arms are basically belts.
What is this, Final Fantasy VII game?
So yeah, she's like quirky and everything else. Honestly, and I think that design-wise, this is my favorite of the 3.
Yeah, I would agree with that, yeah.
There was an interesting interview as well that was done. Who was it done with? It was done... where was it? Kotobukiya. No. Kotobukiya's blog interviewed the guys behind it, and some interesting reveals. So yeah, it started in 2009. More than 100 figures so far.
Damn. God damn, that's a lot, obviously.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
Jesus.
So, like, from everything from Marvel, they have done some anime characters, but like video games, if you can think of it, like Beetlejuice has one.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice,
like
really.
you said, a lot more Western properties, which is probably a good idea, right? Just because it's something that doesn't get touched on much in Japan.
Yeah, like quick Google, you've got Beetlejuice, you've got Harley Quinn, Santa. I think you're Santa.
Sexy lady
Santa. The Katana, Batwoman, and so on and so on and so on. And apparently, interesting thing here. So the designer is another one of those secret Transformers fans. But Hasbro was the one who were pushing the idea originally.
Oh.
Because these guys did a full line of the Friendship is Magic ones, which you can actually see in the blog post about it. And yeah, so these were I don't know if this predates the whole turn them into humans thing anyway, but the whole line of Bishoujo figures you can get for Friendship is Magic, and it sold really, really well, and Hasbro came to them and said, like, you could do it for Transformers. And they said, yeah, sure. And then they break down like some of the design aesthetics and everything else, like what they, especially when translating a character like a Transformer, what you need to do. So Optimus was made kind of friendly and kind of jack of all tradesy, and Megatron was basically made into the very classic sexy female commander type. And Bumblebee, they just wanted somebody who looked young and a bit dumb.
Wow. Does she look a bit like the HoloLive tuber Mel? Is that her name? The demon girl?
Mel.
With the hair?
A little bit. And then so in the one that's kind of relevant here. If in the future, what characters would you like to make? So they said like to make. So not saying anything. Anyone's coming. Like Soundwave and Shockwave, Barricade and Blackout from the movies.
Okay.
I'd be curious there. And anyone from Transformers Prime or Transformers Animated, because I really like Transformers Animated, and I'd like to try doing it in kind of a deformed SD version.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's an interesting read if you want to see how like things translate. But yeah, and if you want to be showed your figure, get your pre-orders now. These things have a crazy aftermarket.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
Like how much are we talking aftermarket wise?
You're probably looking at between 50 and 100%.
Oh, sheesh. Here's a question, Mikey. I don't think the interview talks about it, but do you think you're only allowed to be an Autobot Bishoujo girl if you have hot pants?
I think it's necessary. I think Decepticons are going to be given a bit more freedom, but I think hot pants are kind of required to be an Autobot.
Prime initiated the mandate. Hot pants are death.
Why? Because I look good in them.
Yeah, it's why the Civil War started on Cybertron. The Autobots were for only hot pants, and the Decepticons wanted the freedom of choice.
Yeah. Oh God. Like this is like Megatron started in the right path, but for the wrong reasons, or the wrong path for the right reasons.
Exactly.
I want the freedom to wear trousers.
Trousers, skirts, anything to cover my legs if I choose to.
My legs are not yours to decide, Prime.
It's cold on Cybertron. We have no atmosphere. It is cold outside.
Prime's uncomfortably shaking her ass and getting closer and closer, just going, hot pants.
No.
Hot pants.
Nah.
Megatron's falling down a slope later on, just screaming, stupid, sexy Optimus.
I was thinking of Ned as well. Stupid Ned.
Yeah. Like I'm wearing nothing at all. Try imagining that. Try imagine that in the voice of Peter Cullen.
Oh God. It was bad enough with Ned's actor, whatever his name is. XL Hedge says, surprised there's no Spike. There's an interesting one.
That's not a Transformer. That's just someone no one cares about.
Boom. I want to say they did a couple of G.I. Joes, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't do a... Oh, sorry. I would be shocked if they didn't do a Baroness.
They did Snake Eyes based on the female Snake Eyes from IDW. Which was basically just a female Snake Eyes outfit, so it wasn't like the most inventive approach, but... No,
it had a little mouth hole so she could talk through it or something, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty lame. I think they must have done the Baroness as well, right? Must have done.
I'm sure at some point someone tried it.
I'd be shocked if they didn't. All right then, Mikey, let me move us on to something that you and I know I'm a big fan of and have loads of. It's card games. Yay!
Yay?
There you go. Yes, this was apparently something that happened at Renegade Con, Virtual 2023. This was day 2, the Transformers recap. The reveals were, there was the G.I. Joe deck building game that I think we talked about at one point, New Alliances. There's the Transformers deck building game expansion War on Cybertron. Where's that take place? And then the next one was Transformers role-playing game expansion The Time Is Now, or The Time Is Now is probably the better way to phrase it. So we got a load of images as well from the show of some of the G.I. Joe cards like CoverGirl and Marissa Fairborn. You'll be happy, Mikey, that the dog is in the Marissa Fairborn artwork.
I'm going to say this as someone who's just like, yay, Buster's there. You know, I love Andrew.
Thank you. I'm glad you do. It's nice to hear.
He was a great artist. He took a while to get a handle on how to draw human faces.
It was not, I was thinking it was not the best, especially because of the shading on her eyes makes it look like she has no eyes.
Yeah, so like, of all the ones you could have picked, you picked that one. None of this art is original either. I think it's important to say. Like, the Grimlock one is taken from the Devil's Due comic.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel about it, Mikey. I always feel it's a little bit cheap when they use pre-existing artwork and don't make the cards have a unique feel to them, right? Or is that just me?
Yeah, Megatron and Optimus are there. I don't recognize them from anything, but again, they could easily be from something. It's very much something I feel like you're saying that this is a cash grab. Now, from what I understand, the deck building game has a really good set of rules, and people who are into deck building games are like, wow, this is really well put together. And that's cool. That's very cool. But there's a lack of care in just grabbing art off of existing sources and then saying like, yeah, fine, it's mine now.
I mean, it's cheaper, and I guess
it is very much cheaper, but
the choice. But yeah,
it would, like, to me, that says, right, we need these, get as much of these out as possible because there's a year or two in this.
Mm-hmm.
I think the TCG had a bit of this as well. Like, it had mostly original art as well, I believe, but it also had a lot of comic art.
The main character cards were all unique at the very least, so that's fair.
Yeah. But you could always, like, for all the power-up things, it was all from IDW.
Yes.
And it's like, again, like... And again, that was, from what I understand, a very well-made card game.
Didn't they kill it, though, even though it was doing well?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I remember hearing that.
Yeah, it was doing well enough in terms of people who were playing it, but not a lot of people were playing it because it's a tie-in card game. No one's going to... The vast majority of people are not going to pick up tie-in card games. No. I was in a shop and someone said, yeah, we bought one. See if we could get people interested in buying it. And I'm just like, nope. No one wanted it because it was Transformers and they thought it was kiddie.
Oh, that's the reason. I mean, I think if you're going to get a card game, why wouldn't you get Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh, or the ones that are already established? Why
the ones
that,
because like, if you're brand new to it, you're going to go for the thing you already know.
Yeah, 100%.
You're not going to go for the thing that's new.
No.
And if the second you go like, I want to get into card games, like Google card games, I guarantee you'll have Magic the Gathering very quickly.
Well, it's not going to be the Transformers ones.
No. Like, games Wizard of the Coast let die, but were actually surprisingly good. Mm-hmm. No, well, there's my very specific interest covered.
What? There were also some mini-mates shown for some reason. Somehow mini-mates is a thing that still exists. I don't know fucking how. But they're doing a little G1 pack with the Megatron, Starscream, the usual suspects who you're not shocked by. I think the most surprising thing is that mini-mates exist. And I think that's the weird point of that. Do you want me to tell you about the role-playing game?
You can.
All right, there's not much. The story summary they got down is, you are a rookie Autobot. Wow, you already pegged me into a role I wouldn't want to play. Asked to check out a minor incident that happened. It turns out to be a bigger plot by a name redacted Decepticon who's messing around in sciences he really doesn't understand. What if it's Ape Face? What if he's the scientist?
Oh my god. The thing is, like...
That'd be a good one.
Okay,
he would be dealing with things he doesn't know anything about.
Yeah. See, for me, like, because, like, the fun of this would be, so here's the scenario we've given to introduce it, but the fun thing is, like, what's the mechanic behind it, what's the character building, stuff like that. And just, like, I would market that a lot more than saying, hey, you can play one campaign as one Autobot. Just like, or you can make up your own shit and play with decent rules, but we don't know if they've got decent rules.
You can do that. Other known characters, some new Decepticons were created for this adventure. Apparently.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. It doesn't really have a lot of information. If there was more information given during this live stream, it wasn't talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But again, role-playing game, this are Dungeons and Dragons. This has not really sold me, just from this little news clip here, to play a Transformers role-playing game, personally. But, what you going to do? I imagine doing a role-playing game for Transformers would be fairly difficult with the whole transformation look.
I don't know. Like, Transmissions have had one running for the last few years.
That's true. That's
using D&D as a base.
I wonder if they'd use this just to try it out.
Hey, guys, I know one of you's out there. Go check.
Only one transmission person exists. Only one.
No, well, only one pays us the time of day.
Oh. Oh. I mean,
and it's fair. Not Charles, the prick.
Anything else to say on...
Somewhere in the distance, you just hear a very sad, well, I was listening the whole time.
No, he wasn't. He's a liar. Do you have anything else you want to talk about with card games or RPG games?
No. There's not much to say at the moment.
No, I would agree. Mikey, you can have this one. Yes. This is a trailer, right? A new one, right?
Yes. A mislabeled trailer because it's not for season 2.
What?
It is for season 1, part 2.
No, yeah. That's not how seasons work, Mikey.
Go to sleep. It's better than Netflix.
Season 2.
Yeah. So the trailer for season 1, part 2, next 10 episodes or 16. I'm not sure.
Do we have a confirmation on that?
Oh, no, it's an additional 8 episodes
Oh,
of
so
the
it's
26.
not even 10. God damn.
So there's going to be another 8 episodes to come.
Oh my god, there's another
Oh.
season.
They're Netflixing me. They're fucking Netflixing me, and they're just not putting the label on. This is going to be the next part of Transformers Earthspark. The trailer has been revealed, and the release date is out there. So it's going to hit on March 3rd on Paramount Plus. And in the trailer, it was mostly focused on Transformers and stuff. We didn't see anything of human villains, even though we know from the toy line, Robo Arm Man is coming back.
Oh god, what's his name?
Dr. Gigante? I don't know.
What?
But there was a lot of character reveals and design reveals in this. Anything with existing characters, there wasn't too much. Like, you get to see Optimus and Megatron with regular Decepticon and Autobot symbols, so presumably some flashback stuff. Bumblebee is a Volkswagen with an original design. We also see Shockwave, who looks like the toy that's being released from the Deluxe is the Cyberverse Deluxe.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this like, that is not the Cyberverse design, sir. That is a different Shockwave. We also get to see some of the Terrans in new bodies. Breakdown's going to be in it. He may be having a thing with Bumblebee. Bit more Starscream. And the one that set the internet light was Tarantulas, very clearly based off of the Transmetal and IDW versions of the character. And Grimlock, who I may have picked a fight with Nick Roach online over this.
Oh no. Again, Mikey.
Yeah, so Grimlock's Dino mode is, well, huge in this, but it is very much basically the G1 design leaned over.
What do you mean by leaned over, Mikey? What's that mean?
Basically, instead of being Godzilla, he's like Jurassic Park, but it's still very much the G1 design. So same head shape, same everything, like arm proportions, everything like that. And I just made a smart comment to Nick, and he just said, I wasn't allowed to design the dinosaur. But I didn't. But then he said, but I did design the robot.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So, one, that is a bit weird. And
why would
two,
they separate it? Why wouldn't you be allowed to do both modes?
I don't know. So it's correct. Oh well, that's life.
Are you breaking things, Mikey?
Notice a crack in the sword for my IDW Grimlock, but it's only small. It's clear plastic, and I think it got damaged in transport, but that's fine. The toy is amazing. I don't care. It's a sword. I'll get a replacement. But
that dinosaur mode has a long snout. Looking directly on.
Really big eyes.
All the better to see you with, my dear.
Yeah. But apparently, it looks weird in that first shot because like the eyes look like they're really low to the face.
Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently his robot mode is going to look very different in style.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet, have we?
No.
Oh, Mikey, is he going to have the teeth on his faceplate? Did Nick tell you that?
I will fly. Actually, I don't have to fly. He's in driving distance. I will drive down and park a car in his chest. And I will spin the wheels.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so apart from that, there's very little actual information in here. It's just like the new designs and everything else. Most people have been very excited. Tarantulas broke the internet.
Yeah.
People were very excited to see
people were freaking out as well about Keith David apparently voicing Grimlock as well, which I was like, well, that's nice, but I want better writing personally.
I have to admit, like, if they go to me Grimlock, I can't picture that with Keith David.
Not with Keith David. No, that's gonna sound so strange.
Like him talking, like, also like all I can picture is like he's probably gonna do like a Goliath-y voice.
You'd imagine so, yeah.
Which is also like, it's going to be really weird hearing Goliath coming out of that.
Or Spawn, technically, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, Spawn works a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah, a bit more growls than then.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's like me Grimlock for this, I'm going to find that very odd.
Yeah, very.
It's like, why would you kick Keith David if you're going to give him that kind of dialogue? Also, that is something I kind of want to die.
What?
In general. The me Grimlocks, yeah. You
want comic Grimlock more so, don't you?
I want one who's allowed to be a character, which is why, things like Cyberverse are fun. He can be comic-y, but he could just, like, say words.
Sure.
Do you have any, like, I don't really have any thoughts or anything, like, the general aesthetic and designs and everything else, they're following the existing thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's interesting Nick only designed one part of the character.
So weird.
It's weird. But he'd hinted to me before that he tried to get something in for me and never managed.
Okay.
So I think it was like he tried to get a more realistic dino mode for Grimlock, or more like cooler dinosaur mode for Grimlock, and then I'd say he got like Hasbro'd, if I was to guess. But that man's been Hasbro'd at the knees.
Ah, damn, son, he got Hasbro'd.
He got Hasbro'd in the face. I take it you have very little extra thoughts, or?
I saw because so many people were like really excited about the character reveals. My big takeaway was I just want the writing to be better or good. I'm begging for the writing to be entertaining and the plot to happen, or something of interest to be going on. I know you were a lot more positive than I was about it, I was so
also
bored.
Like, I was thinking I was positive about it, but I did think that it was a very strange arrangement to basically have your opening 2 and then have this 6-episode run in the middle that just didn't have a lot of pace to it. Like, fairly decently written individual episodes, and some that weren't so much. And then you've got your big finale, your mid-season finale at the end, and I'm just like, there was definitely some. I think there's, whether you love the writing or hate it, I think there's definite pacing issues.
I see. I wouldn't say there were any of the episodes were decent. I'd say they were fine. They were standard. They were like 5 out of 10s. They existed, and then there were some really bad episodes. I will never forgive this show for one of their early episodes being "Let's save a baby cow from a train."
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
Never.
That was bad. That was a bad. I know some people like that one.
That's a bad episode.
I wanted the cow to die. The cow had earned my ire. Yeah. And the cow. I'm from a country world. I'm just like, well, that's just making it easier to make into veal.
Yeah. I mean, no, because when it gets hit by a train, the cow explodes, and thus the cow is going to be very hard to make into veal. You're going to have to pick up lots of tiny bits of cow. Easier to be a full cow to turn to veal. Butchery, right? See, my issue with that is I think the story could work in Rescue Bots. Not in a show where the audience is meant to be a little bit older. That was my issue. And I was thinking about it while obviously having a poo during the week, or probably last week, whenever it happened. I was thinking, is Earthspark's better or worse than Beast Wars season 1? When if you compare the first however many episodes to the first 10.
I mean, I think I would.
Beast Wars.
That's actually because I actually know what my answer is to this, but I want to just bring up the first 10 episodes of Beast Wars for reference.
Sure.
Typing. Entertaining typing.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were preparing your vocal cords. I thought you were gonna enlist a load.
Okay, so Beast Wars Part 1 and 2.
I think they're very good.
Yep. The Web.
Oh, that's actually not a bad one either, to be fair. The one with tarantulas. It's a bit slow, but
I like the tarantulas bit. I don't like the Cheetor bit.
Yeah, it's establishing Cheetor's character, though.
And the thing is, I hate Cheetor's character.
That's fine.
Cheetor is my least favorite character in Beast Wars.
No, yeah, that's fine. But again, compare that episode 3 to the episode 3 from Earthspark.
Which was the Bumblebee one, I think.
Yeah.
Equal measures. Dinobot, there's a teleporter. Which one is this?
Oh, is that the one where the one where he gets cloned, but the Dinobot?
No. No? That's much later in the show. This is the mission involves Predacon monitoring the Dinobot, it's another Cheetor one. So Cheetor gets sent to the Nemesis, the dark side.
Is that the one where they find these antennas and Cheetor is transported through the antenna array, and then by the end the antennas are all blown up? And
Dinobot lets it happen and blah blah. No, so far I wouldn't say it's a rocker. Okay, next one, Chain of Command, which is Optimus is abducted and the Maximals basically try to figure out who's in charge.
Solid.
It also was the one that I believe really started normalizing Waspinator getting completely blown up.
The murder of Waspinator.
Because this is when the writers got tired of writing him because he talks so slow. So that's, Power Surge. Pterosaur finds a cache of energon on a floating mountain.
Mm-hmm. That's a standard episode.
Yeah,
it's not exciting. It's just fine. It's a Pterosaur-esque one.
Yeah, and it was one of the ones that made you go like, boy, howdy, did they want Pterosaur to be Starscream?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Not memorable.
No, but it's fine. It's like inoffensive.
All in Comrades. That's the one where Tigertron appears, so that is an important episode.
Sure, yeah. I'm down with that.
Double Jeopardy, where Rat Trap seemingly says he's going to be a Predacon, and it's the one that introduces Black Arachnia. There's
good
some
for the
fun
Black
stuff in
Arachnia
there.
stuff. Yeah.
I like that like Rat Trap in the Dark Side is just chaos. I like that. That was fun. A Better Mousetrap, which is Rat Trap is trapped inside in the Maximal Basin as it's trying to kill him.
Yep. That's quite fun. Yeah, I forgot that episode.
Yeah, that's a fun episode.
Yeah.
And then Guerrilla Warfare, which is one of my favorite season 1 episodes.
Which one's Guerrilla Warfare?
Where Primal gets drugged.
Is that the Cyber Bee?
Yeah, and like and it ends on one of my favorite shots, which is Dinobot checking on Primal, and as he's walking out the door, he turns around and just smiles, and it's first like, he does give a minor shit. So
not bad. It's pretty solid.
If I'm honest, those 10 episodes are like, if you try to put the rose tinted away, I'd say you might have 3 great, 1 or 2 good, and a lot of meh.
I wouldn't say a lot of meh. I'd say standard writing for the time. It doesn't excel. It doesn't do anything bad.
Yeah,
it's fine.
But considering what it becomes, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, considering. But I think from my perspective,
as
putting those up
the
against
low road, as a defender of the low road.
Yeah, well,
I like the low road.
I know you do. You're
it's a
weird.
very fun episode.
I'm sure you like your Rick and Morty as well, Mikey, and your Marvel movies.
Hang on.
I know you love your Love and Thunder.
More. You watch far more Rick and Morty than I ever did.
I did. That's when I learned. That's when I understood.
You and Tricky
how I know.
You and Tricky talked about it so much, and then you both stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would say, again, from my perspective, I think Beast Wars has better writing in it, even in the early season compared to Earthspark, which didn't do anything of real note, I felt. But I know a lot of people enjoyed it. And that's fine.
It's an interesting one to compare. Like, it'd be interesting to do that for a lot of Transformers shows. Like, the first 10. Yeah. I'm not going to do that now, but it would be an interesting one to look at.
Yeah, compare the first 10 episodes.
Yeah, there's a special episode of the podcast. We're comparing the first 10 episodes of various Transformers shows and what we think of them.
You know what that is, Mikey? That's a Squat Box episode.
Yay! Got something for me to do with my life.
You should write that down. Otherwise, if I were you, I'd write it down because I know I'd fucking forget it because I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Mikey, should we move on to the next bit of news? What do we want to talk about now? You get to talk about the weird stuff. Look at you.
Oh, God. So we have the kid lines for Rise of the Beast. And they're unusual in many ways. Not bad for what they are.
Some of them are bad. Some of them are weird.
Some people are very angry about the Optimus gun.
I think the Optimus gun looks really shit, to be fair.
People are mad because Megatron's not a gun.
I didn't even consider that. Yeah, that's a fair point.
So first off, there's the Transformers Rise of the Beast 2-in-1 Optimus Prime Blaster and Bumblebee Mask. So these are a role-play toys, a Nerf gun, an Optimus Nerf gun, and a Bumblebee Mask we've seen the Bumblebee Mask before. You take it off.
Oh, God, not on a child.
Yeah, and you take it off and transform it into a Bumblebee figure. Bit of a crap one, but I'm also like, I would not want to be wearing that over my face. It's probably made out of knives. And then the Nerf gun is a fully functional Nerf gun that you can transform into again, kind of crappy Optimus Prime.
Yeah. I think it's funny that they made the kid wear, like, glasses to protect his eyes from the dangerous Nerf gun.
Let's be honest, one that will not exactly be firing at the high end of Nerf power.
No, I would imagine not. Also, it doesn't look like it's the easiest one to, like, pull. You see the bit where you pull the red thing down. Like, I've got a Magnum Nerf gun where you pull the top of the gun part, not the bottom of it. That's a weird part to pull to fire. Not natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you said, the Prime's fine, I guess, for like if you're a young kid, but I don't know any kid that's going, you know what, Optimus Prime, the truck needs to turn into gun.
But like, I saw so many people annoyed, just like, Megatron doesn't get to be a gun. But technically, the last time he was a gun, he was an actual Nerf gun, and you're all mad. I liked it.
That was a really good one. And the Takara one was really good as well.
I prefer the weird colored one, if I'm honest.
I have both because I liked both versions.
They're fun toys, and what's a different look for Megatron in robot mode. The only thing I didn't like is the way the arm kind of was underslung if you got him in normal bending motion.
Yeah, that was annoying. I would have liked them to have done something with the back kibble cape wings, but for the time, which was what, 2007? Oh god, Jesus Christ! I still think it's a really good distinctive Megatron look. And like you said, it was the last time he was actually so much.
I used to transform that so much as well. And considering what the transformation was, which was basically just like you unhinge a bunch of things, fold it up, and cover them in a shell.
It worked.
It worked really well, and it was always really satisfying, that last click.
Do you mean of the trigger, or do you mean of the shells clicking together?
Of the shell, because they had those really big tabs.
Yeah.
Those big fold and like chunky plastic, and you brought them together and just like this, click, and then like you have a gun that goes bing bing.
It's shocking that they never used, like, the amount of times that they reused Classics Optimus Prime and fucking Starscream over the years. They only used Megatron once in America.
But again, guns.
Yeah,
but then what's Takara's excuse?
But well, they just made Megatron, and that was it. Yeah. But they only used Hot Rod once. No, twice. Because he used him and then they did him into Wild Rider for Henke.
Why will let's have a look,
they did for Botcon. They made him into Sideburn from RID as well.
Yeah, and Shattered Glass.
Yeah, that was a terrible figure though. There was a reason no one wanted it.
It wasn't a good toy. It was not a good toy.
He was the weakest of that line of what? No, because Grimlock was in there. Was it more than that?
No, Grimlock wasn't great, but he was also like a lot better than Hot Rod.
Was it 4 Deluxes and 2 Voyages?
It was Wave 1 was After Train, Bumblebee, Rodimus, and Starscream.
Astro Train's okay. He's pretty good.
I like that. I still like
for a deluxe triple change. He's pretty solid.
And like a nice design and nice trains. Bumblebee, who was like, it's the Hydro Dive Bumblebee thing.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually want a Cliff Jumper version because I think I might accidentally end up buying a bloody Gridman shelf during the next year or so.
Oh, Mikey.
But Rodimus, Starscream is kind of like... But Starscream's one of those ones who's a trendsetter, but it is also like, you didn't want to think about too much.
I think for the time he came out in, 2006, that was a solid Starscream. It did everything you wanted it to. It didn't have massive undercarriage. It had undercarriage, not massive undercarriage. Yeah. And just think, we're in 2021, 2022. Earthrise came out, and it's only a slight different version. It's like,
Grimlock and Mirage were Wave 2. Mirage was great. I've never got the one. I never got the version I wanted, but...
Oh, you wanted Dragstrip, right? Oh, no, Crasher?
I wanted Crasher.
Crasher needed a different head, but yeah, that was a good one.
Ramjet and Cliff Jumper. Ramjet I loved for very unrelated to the toys reasons, because that was around the time Spotlight Ramjet came out, and it was the same design. It was one of the first times IDW did that. It used an existing toy design. I was just like, oh no, I love you.
Yeah.
And then Megatron and Optimus, and then Jetfire. I got my Jetfire away through a friend years ago who wasn't into collecting. He had a lot of problems, but they sent me a picture recently. They've got a 4-year-old now, and the 4-year-old's playing with that Jetfire, and he's gone so yellow. It's so yellowed. But I just like, oh my god, you still had that?
Samson.
Wow. Also, you know what's weird? Wave 1 of classics, when you take out the mini cons and classics and stuff that no one cared about, was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, or not Wave 1, version 1 of classics was 12 figures.
It was pretty short, and then they moved on to Generations, didn't they? Oh, Excel Hedge made a good point. That it wasn't the last good Megatron. There was the Legends and Scout one from Reveal the Shield, I think it was.
Was there?
Yeah, there was a little Legends one.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm looking at this now. No, I'm just sorry, I got distracted. Just like, I'm looking at a lot of the figures you think of as classics, like a Power Glide and Onslaught, they're actually the next line. They're Universe figures.
Universe, yeah. I always get confused with the Universe and Generations because and Reveal the Shield because it's the same line.
Yeah. Also, my God, I still love that Onslaught.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't Onslaught. I wish it was a different character.
No, I like its Onslaught. I don't
That's
care
fine.
about combining. Onslaught's amazing.
I mean, if you told me it was who's a really stupid, obscure character from the comics, if you could have made that head for him, I would have been down with that.
No.
Not that I hate him not being a combiner.
I can hear it in your soul.
No, it's not that.
Reused for hard-hitting Clench. I remember Clench. Clench was a BotCon toy.
If they'd done the rest of the Combaticons as well and made them other kind of police riot kind of vehicles just to make this weird team that doesn't combine, that could have been quite interesting.
And it had I love the sound effects for that because it just went boop.
Oh, yeah, it was a bad microchip in all of them, wasn't it? So stupid.
Wow, the Dreadwood, the Darkwing, from Silverbolt. I used to love that figure. Such a good repaint of not a great toy.
Yeah. Luckily, he was sculpted so well that it didn't really matter too much.
Yeah, and Powerglide was an ultra class, which people found hilarious. And like this was the one that had all those repaints of Cybertron figures in there as well.
That's right. Yeah.
There was a couple of them who were really good repaints though. Like Droop Shoot.
Cannonball was in the Cyberverse line, right? He wasn't in Universe.
Cannonball predates this. He was Armada, I think. Not Armada. He was actually like Cybertron.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought. That was
but like you had that Prowl with the sticky paint.
Prowl with the sticky paint.
Do you remember Deluxe Prowl? It was actually a really nice mold, but like for some reason, whatever paint they used in it, it was like it got tacky on your fingers.
Was that the Prowl that had the really elongated neck because it just kind of flipped up and sat on the hood of the car? Is it that one or a different one? It's that one?
Yeah, I think it's that one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't remember the paint being tacky, but I'll tell you.
I remember that because like I got one and I remember like within a year, I remember actually feeling you could. Anytime you touch it, you felt something come off in your fingers.
Are you sure that's not because of your weird oil acid-like fingers, Mikey?
Yeah.
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 Disgruntled, oily Mikey.
And like there were some weird figures in that line, but there were some there was creativity over there I loved.
I think that was our best toy line.
You also had Ironhide and Ratchet.
Yeah, I mean, don't get, no toy line is perfect, but I think we had the most innovation. We had some really interesting designs, and the plastic quality was superb. It was solid. Anyway, what else did they reveal, Mikey, apart from Nerf Gun?
Okay, so apart from Nerf Guns, we had the official Kids Toys line, which are an odd bunch to say the least. So first up, we have the Rise of the Beast Mode Bumblebee, which is one of the most what the fucks. So this is a dragster because he turns into kind of like a dragster thing in the movie. Armed with the Dark Star Saber.
Is that what that is?
People have double checked. It seems to be almost 1 for 1. It's not quite, but it's almost 1 for 1. And so he turns into a robot, fairly standard Bumblebee without the kibble wings and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then his power-up mode involves popping up a pair of wings on his back and a bird head exploding out of his chest like a Brave figure. Oh,
I was thinking more like Alien.
Also, he has little wrist claws.
He does, little Wolverine things.
Because when I think bird, I think wrist claws.
Yeah. Vehicle mode's kind of bad. It's got a lot of undercarriage, let's say.
It's almost like there's a pair of legs down there.
A little bit, yeah. You're right, that is the Dark Star Saber. What the fuck?
Yeah. Base robot mode isn't terrible for what it is.
Yeah.
I'd be honest, like, I'd buy it for the stupid bird mode. If it was really cheap, I'd buy it for the stupid bird mode.
Why is this a thing? What is this? Because this isn't in the movie. Nothing like this will ever be in the movie.
Maybe
it's not.
Bumblebee dies, and it's like, this is what, like, Airraiser is trying to kill him. And, like, this is, like, what we don't see is, like, it's actually, like, a scene where she's coming at him from behind, and this is her, like, exploding out the front of him.
Oh, that would be sick if that was the case. That'd be sick.
Yeah, like, we're replicating that scene. Ha, kids, look, he's fine. So next to that we have the Battle Beast Alliance changers. So these are the battle changer figures. So they very quick change kind of stuff. Cross compatibility, and each come with a Battle Alliance Beast weapon and Beast armor toy. So the ones we see here are Bumblebee, Prime, and Rhinox, who doesn't look happy to be there.
No.
No. Also, it looks like Rhinox's chain guns are going to be in the movie and are also built into his leg in this toy.
So they are, yeah.
And Optimus's truck mode, like, I'm pretty sure Optimus is a reuse of something, because that is not an Earth truck mode.
You know, it kind of looks a little bit like Bulkhead from Legacy.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, it does. Oh, no.
Oh, they're going to reuse the model finally. Or the mold.
This is it. This is the pre-tool. We were all like, oh, okay. It's an Optimus of some sort. And just like, oh, no.
Maybe.
So, yeah. And we also see who's next. Weaponizers. So these are the Beast Weaponizers, which are small-scale figures that come with Beast weapons. These are beasts that turn into weapons. In this case, a wolf that falls over for Optimus Prime to use as a chainsaw. It's kind of amazing. And Tigertron, who Optimus Primal falls in half into a quote-unquote crossbow.
I love the fact that the tiger head is just sitting on top of where the arrow would go.
Yep. Like, and he sees all. Every life is pain.
Knows. Yeah.
Also, my God, please put some color on Primal. Please put some color on. I am not looking forward to seeing him as a black blob in the movie.
Man, imagine him fighting Scourge.
Oh my! But you know what? We know that's going to happen. There's a fucking scene of it in the trailer, and it's like two black objects rushing at each other. The next ones are the Beast Alliance Beast Combiner assortment. So these are going to be 2-packs that come with a main figure and a beast that they join onto. So the ones we see are most of these seem to be some variant of wolf, except one.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, like Bumblebee. So we got Bumblebee and some sort of cat. It is a cat. Who, I'll be honest, I think the cat thing before it turns into armor looks kind of badass. Like, that head sculpt is nuts.
I know it's not, but it does remind me a little bit of. Do you remember Galaxy Force Wolf something?
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. What was his name again?
It was Wolf something. I don't know the US one.
Oh God. And then we have him armored up, which reminds me of something, and I don't. Some anime did this, where you armored up like this, and basically like half of it becomes the shoulders, half of it becomes the main body, which looks hilarious because it basically gives Bumblebee a little cattier face, which means there's Nekomimi Bumblebee now as an official thing. And then there is RC, who, I'll be honest, looks better than the mainline core RC toy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it pegs together desperately well in bike mode, but this looks more fun. Yeah.
Who comes with a weird-looking white wolf. Who
so pissed.
Yeah, who turns again into the same thing, except like the head now becomes like a gauntlet. He got a sword, and like weird. The head is like armored up regular RC head.
Yeah, it's like a white helmet just gets bigger.
Yeah. And then we've got Primal, who's beast mode. Actually, I don't mind.
Not bad. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't like his robot mode. But he looks happy and everything. Who comes with a probably very on the nose alligator?
What?
Wonder who that's referencing.
Captain Hook.
Then Captain Hook. Yeah. This is TikTok, and transform the same, except turns into basically like a little dinosaur face. It's like, these are dumb. These are very, very dumb, but they're funny.
You know what the armor for Primal looks like to me? It looks something like you'd see in an Aztec ruin. If you colored it sand color, like Aztec blocks.
Yeah. Also, I realized I remembered what these remind me of. One of the Sentais works like this. Like when the lion in Geki Ranger combines with the main mech. You got the lion chest in the front, and then you got like the two shoulders of like the rest of the lion. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then the last ones are there's Smash Changers. Smash Changers are going to be in this, which is the Oz transforming one, but I don't think we've got photos of them. And then the last ones are Battle Masters, so target mastery things. They're back.
Yeah.
They're back. In this case, we've got Cheetor as a knife. What you got there?
Knife.
A knife!
No!
No! We've got Rhinox as a weirdly accurate Indian rhino.
Did you see the meme of this?
I saw the meme, the Low Road meme, and he turns into a weirdly good-looking cannon. In my opinion, it's a buck cannon.
Yes,
but it is a cannon. And then Alligator Boy's back, and this time he's just a gun.
It feels like a downgrade.
Yeah. What do you think of these?
All right. Bird Bumblebee, wherever that was. That was the previous page, wasn't it? Bird Bumblebee, I don't really like. Oh no, it's right at the start. Bird Bumblebee, not not big fan of. Maybe they'll implement the beasts into these better, but I think this is a bit ramshackle. Random, really tiny bird wings, and then a bird head just exploding out of his chest. Don't do it for me. If the head was replaced with the bird, I think that'd be a bit cooler. Like he's being taken over by Air Razor. It's like hoisting his body over. That'd be maybe a bit cooler. The smaller, like Rhinox and Prime, who might be Legacy Bulkhead, not too fussed on them. I do like how angry Rhinox is, though. There is hate in his heart. It's like it was made for Mikey. Yep. The weaponizers with the really badly painted Prime and Primal, not great. I think I prefer the weaponizers on their own, because the figures that they come with don't look great. I actually think that the armor up guys, they don't look good, but I think these would be the best for kids, because I could see these being the really stupid things that visually don't really work for adults that kids would have a lot of fun with. Because you get a transforming robot plus an animal that can interact with them as well. For an adult collector, not great to look at. The proportions are shitty. The colors kind of don't match. What the fuck are they even doing here? But for a kid, I think this works surprisingly well. Kind of like, do you remember Spider Force? Which was like Spider-Man who could combine with a spider, and you had other characters and you just armored them up. It's like that. It's dumb shit. But I think it could work. And the fact that the Primal has like way more color on it, like he's blue primarily, that's weird. I like the fact that he's with the Gator. I like the Battlemasters as well. The poop Rhino Gatling gun thing. I like to imagine he just shoots out Rhino shit, which wouldn't be damaging, but it would be demoralizing, very demoralizing. Imagine being hit by a Gatling gun speed lump of Rhino poo. Actually, that would probably break bones, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, oof, yeah. Demoralizing and smelly and dangerous.
Yeah. It's like it's not non-lethal. It's less lethal.
It's like I like the fact that each of these guys really looked like, to me, an Action Master weapon. And that's not, in my eyes, that's not negative. You could easily repaint the crocodile into Croc's gun. Just make him bright green and stuff. They're fun. I don't think any of these are going to like light the internet on fire with, wow, this is an amazing new figure and it's really added to the legacy of Transformers. But I think some of these will be quite fun for kids. I think the detriment of these is they're being locked to being characters that have to be in the movie. I think these would stand higher and could do more if they were just random characters and they could just be their own design, so they wouldn't have to adhere to like that. The Bumblebee doesn't look like Bumblebee. Doesn't matter. It's not Bumblebee. It's somebody else, etc., etc. I think that's a problem with how Transformers are generally designed now. They have to be the character. We can't have just a random new character just made.
Yeah, like very much. It's very on brand these days.
Yeah, and that's the way it goes. What about you, Mikey? Do you agree with me, or do you have a?
They're okay. Thoughts? Like some of them look fairly fun and dumb.
Yeah, probably
more dumb than fun. But
look at us trying to be positive about terrible things.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in any of them, but like I said, like the Bumblebee one is almost appealing just because like that's so like I've made a narrative in my head.
Yeah. It does seem like something that would have like a bright pink hearts behind it. You know, the photo booths in Japan that girls go to, where they had like photos and blush up the makeup. That's that Bumblebee, kawaii Bumblebee.
Will I do the last Rise of the Beast story?
If you like, sure. Yeah, why not?
So last one is that we have leaked images of Voyager Optimus Prime, who has the most aggressive box art known to man.
He wants you to buy him.
Yeah. Buy me, or I will find you. And Rhinox. Now, going by the box, these are not the Studio Series ones. These are the mainline ones, because it doesn't say Studio Series anywhere.
That's true, but these don't look good like the Cheetor and the the other Air Razor.
So
The
Optimus,
is different.
I think there's been a full leak of Rhinox somewhere. But Optimus just looks like, movie Optimus. So
yeah.
they show him next to the Studio Series Optimus from Bumblebee, and like it's definitely not this. I don't think it's the same mold.
It doesn't look it
now.
No.
It's hard to know. The chest details are different and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and then Rhinox is people are saying that it looks like he's going to be a retool of the existing Rhinox, or if he's not a retool, he's kind of like Cheetor and using the exact same transformation scheme. With one major difference, which is he doesn't have the Rhino. The way his chest looks like it's different because he's got horns on his shoulders.
Okay.
Now, this could be taken as your first look at Rhinox's robot mode, but remember, Cheetor in the Deluxe figure and Cheetor in the Voyager figure looks very, very different.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that in a bit.
So they look very, very different from each other, and so this could, if this is the mainline stuff, this is the stuff that was meant to be coming out with remember, the mainline toys are the ones that were meant to be coming out last year. The Studio Series were always meant to come out this year. Yeah. So the Studio Series was always intended to be the more accurate ones, where the mainline ones were almost certainly based on early designs. Because that's how it works. So now, I would not expect Rhinox to look like this.
Well, we already talked about the previous Rhinox figure, who looks what I would expect probably more like he should, because the Primal looks like he should, obviously just colored blue for some bizarre reason. But I imagine that's the Rhinox that looks, oddly enough, I think that Rhinox, if that Rhinox is the movie design, I think it looks better than this Rhinox, which is weird because I think the Cheetor in this line and the Air Razor in this line versus their Studio Series ones are better than the Studio Series ones. So it's just, this one's a weird outlier somehow. I don't know.
But yeah, so we're going to be keeping an eye on this and see where it goes. But hey, Indoy.
Does Rhinox look really just like a generic robot to you? Or is it because of his coloring? Because he has two colors. He has brown and gray. Two very good prime colors that grab kids' attention.
Yeah, but I also kind of feel that way about, hey, they're gone. The solid colors in the trailer and stuff didn't work for me either, so.
No. It's almost like they chose Rhinox and gave him gold and brown and green and bright red eyes for a reason in Beast Wars. I don't know. It's weird. Mikey, Legacy, we had some actual announcements and we had a butt ton of leaks. So we'll go through the leaks and then we'll go through what was announced. I imagine the things that were leaked, they were trying to get ahead of with some of the 2D artwork that they drew. But okay, so Wave 3, it's coming out July, apparently. And we'll see. The core class, we've got Scar from Planet Hulk. We've got two of them. I don't know what else Scar could be, unless it's another... Oh, it's a Dinobot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Ankylosaurus.
That's right. We've
got two... going to be Ankylosaurus. We all know it's going to be an Ankylosaurus.
Yeah. Two swoops. Starscream PR. So is that a package renewal? So it'd just be Starscream from... Fuck, when did Starscream come out? Earthrise? No, not Earthrise.
Earthrise, yeah, it was Starscream.
Fuck, okay, so he gets a package renewal. A Grimlock, two of them. Deluxe, we have Beachcomber, DevCon, because everybody keeps fucking asking for DevCon, I guess, which I...
yeah, that was a big thing, DevCon, yay. What does DevCon turn into?
Yeah, he turned into a kind of shoebox thing, like Scourge, if I remember.
Well, did he turn into a shoebox thing like Scourge, or because that one toy was a retool of a Scourge, is that what we imagined he turned into?
I'm pretty sure he turned into something like you'd look at it and be like, I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure.
I'm opening it up. He turned into DevCon lying down.
Yay.
Not hovering.
He was an action master.
Basically.
Well, because we know he's a deluxe, we know he's not a redo of Earthrise or Studio Series Voyager class Scourge. So that's interesting, I suppose. And people can finally shut up about DevCon and let the boy die. Axel Grease? Who the fuck's Axel Grease? Is that a new Junkion?
He's the new Junkion with the mustache.
Yeah.
Mustache.
We got a package renewal for Tarantulas, which... I
think that's actually a good thing because he's another one of those ones a lot of people struggle to get.
Really? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, I was waiting for him to be on sale and then got him on sale and things were good.
Yeah, he was on sale for literally a day on Smith's before completely clearing out. for €12, and I was like, oh, I'll go down to my local, and then they had stripped half the shop bare.
Oh my god.
They had a massive sale on Transformer things, but like I think they're it's not just Transformers. I think they're literally just doing a massive overhaul of their shelving, like on their stock. Because stuff that has been on the shelves for years that hasn't moved is gone now, and like
what?
Voyagers,
just
like
Transformers or other stuff.
Like a lot of Pokemon stuff was gone. A lot of Jurassic Park stuff was gone. Transformers was gone. Like the Ark went down to like €60.
Yes, it still seems too much to me.
For the Ark? The Ark's huge.
Yeah, but it's not very good. At least in my opinion, it's not very good.
I like it. I like it a lot more than... No, because it was gone. They were like, they went on sale, and then like everything was taken off the shelves, so there was no point in having it on sale.
Guess he didn't like it enough to get it while it was on sale.
Yeah, I didn't buy Rodimus either, but that's just because I didn't think I thought that was went down to 30, and I still didn't want it.
No, I agree. Voyager, we got Nemesis Leo, so black repaint, which we all kind of knew. It's like, okay.
The question is, will it be the toy or show accurate version?
Oh, I don't care.
And one is black with a grey mane, and one is grey with a black mane.
Yeah. I don't care.
I think I'd like the grey with a black mane more.
Would you buy it?
Maybe. Depends how it looked. I don't know if I'll pick up regular Lio, but
if he goes on sale, like a hard sale, like Jahaxis did, and goes down to like £14, I'd be tempted.
Yeah, Jaxus never got that cheap here. Yeah. He got down to 30, and I was happy.
No, I was happy with 14, obviously. We got a package renewal for Dirge. People are thinking he might be new, but it says package renewal, so it'll just be the one that was an Amazon exclusive or whatever. Earthrise, right? So good.
Yeah. So that's
by good,
it looks like they might be trying to get the 3 of them out.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think it's a little bit lame that they're doing that one because people spend so much money on secondhand ones.
Yeah, they're very much that.
And it's also like the Earthrise molds were not the best to begin with, so it's like, well, more of them. He's a strange one. Package renewal for Blitzwing. I don't think Blitzwing did or sold super well. I saw a lot of those go on sale, but okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
America,
either,
I think he did better than here.
Okay, well, fair enough. The important one is Armada Megatron. That's good.
Yeah, that's the big one.
We haven't seen him, so it'll be interesting to see what he looks like.
Hinted at.
Yes, but that's it. October, we got Wave 4. We have Snarl, an Optimus Prime package renewal, so yay again. Sludge and Slug. So
that means, so in October, you'll be able to make Volcanicus?
I guess, for better or for worse. Deluxe
Not Dino King.
Not Dino King. Or Monstructor, if they want to.
I care more about Dino King.
Yeah, I know. But if they want to remold, which I don't think they would, they could do Monstructor because it's the same thing. Shadow Striker, that could be interesting.
I want to believe that, but last time they did that, we got bloody Shadow Strip.
Which one was Shadow Strip? Oh, that was
the black drag strip.
That's right. Oh.
And I'm just like, I don't want to trust you. I would like a Shadow Striker.
Yeah, because we don't have one. Any. I mean, we do have the super cheapy toys, but they don't count.
Yeah.
They never count. Strong Arm. That could be interesting.
Could be interesting. See what they do with her. She's one I think you don't have to change much to bring her into the aesthetic. I think maybe her face.
They changed the face, unfortunately, and that would take away from like the aesthetic. They'd give her a weird nose. And, I don't know. Bombshell. Last of the Insecticons will be out then.
I'm surprised. It's like I would have expected Bombshell to be saved for whatever the third line was.
I think they just want to get them out now at this point, which I think is a good call because it feels like a long time since Kickback came out. Yeah,
it also means like Chop Shop and Venom can't be too far behind.
Yeah.
Or the Chop Shop and Barrage.
You know why I'm annoyed by the idea of those two? Because Ransack was an exclusive in that shitty 4-pack.
I'm assuming like they will be as well.
Yeah, but are they going to come in? Like, could they have not been putting a set together?
They'll get a PR release.
That would have been a 3-set or 4-set if they did new mold Venom as well. That would have been a 3-set or 4-set that I would have been really interested in. And I think a lot of collectors, G1, old people like us, would have been pretty interested in.
I'm just going to say something that I think is not the most popular opinion in the world. The Deluxe Insecticons are better color schemes than regular Insecticons. They just generally look better. Like, I never was able to afford it, but if I'd gotten that Fans Project Ninja Insecticon kit, it would have been the ones they did for the Deluxe Insecticons. They just look better.
I think visually they got a lot more pep to them, a lot more wow. But I think there's nothing wrong with the standard Insecticons.
I also think the original G1 toys are better.
I mean, they are, yeah, because they're newer. They're much newer than the Micron? Was it Micron?
Yeah. There was a good few years between them, but
yeah, so it's
just,
like
more fun.
Yeah, I know. XL Heads says, watch Strong Arm be a bulkhead remote. Can't be, unless they downscale the bulkhead, which would be hilarious if they did.
No, it's like Strong Arm's just going to be giant.
A massive Voyager scale sold as a deluxe. That'd be fun.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's just like, well, or it'd be like, we've used less plastic this time around. Kind of like the reverse of those core class size ups.
No, I don't like the idea of that because that makes it sound like it'll be hollow and
actually that's the thing. Like bulkhead ain't that complicated. And remember in 2013 when they had like, look at our Cyberverse figures that are totally not being scaled up as a deluxe to try to milk the last bit of money out of the prime line.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
With a weirdly better Predaking.
Yeah.
But the Bumblebee wasn't better.
No, he wasn't. No.
So that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get the opposite of that.
Oh, TFG1 Mike is here. Hello. Welcome.
Hi, Mike.
Hello. We also have Detractors. Who's Detractors? I can't remember that one.
Detritus. So Detritus is the Junkion Hound.
Oh.
So there's a hound that is brown. So I'm assuming that is going to be Brown Hound. Brown Hound.
Brown Hound. Okay. Voyages, we've got Junkion. So I'm guessing that's a placeholder name. And Bludgeon.
I'm betting it's... I'm going to put a thing here. I don't think it'll be a new mold. I think it'll be that bike from Studio Series.
The bike? Which bike?
The one Wreckar and the other guy.
You really think so? Do you not think that would just be called a package renewal? Or do you think they're going to slightly remold some of it? Yeah,
it'll be a slight... I'm going to put money on a slight retool because I think there's a few Junkions they haven't ever referenced in a toy. It's always just those two guys.
Is that your assumption because there's two of them in the set rather than only one?
Yeah, and I also like it's Hasbro, and I don't trust them. But
what about Bludgeon though?
That could Tarn. I think Tarn retool.
Oh yeah, no, that would work. Oh, I'd actually be quite happy with that. I'd be even happier if they took out a lot of the clear plastic and made him just solid plastic. That'd be fuck it.
I think we'd all be happy with that, Andy. But we also live in what we call the real world.
I know. I'm sad too. Leaders, we have Prime Dreadwing, which we already know about. Yep. I didn't think it was that far off, but. Oh, no. Dreadwing will be the recolor. Of course he will be. Yeah. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. I thought it was Skyquake for some reason. And then Laser Prime package renewal. Again, I know this figure didn't sell desperately well because I saw him go super sales.
I saw like a bunch of them in TK Maxx.
Yeah, I saw him in TK Maxx. I saw him in Game for cheap. I saw him on like all of the online stores, pretty hard discount. And Smith's for pretty hard discounts as well. But... yeah, I guess. Why not make him Toxitron? Why not do Toxitron? I'd buy it.
Why not do Scourge in the right colors?
No, well, like,
remember how they literally admitted, "Oh, that was a fuck up," but we didn't think anyone would really care.
The toy line for adult collectors, and you didn't think someone would care, like the anal people that we are. Come on now.
It's like, oh man, I love that interview.
Jesus. But what a fuck up.
So yeah. Dreadwing could be cool.
Yeah.
I like Dreadwing. Tony Todd. Your own Tony Todd.
No, I like him too, but it's not the repaint I want. I want G1 Skyquake.
I don't think that will look good on that mold.
I saw someone do a Digibash and it looked pretty good. They did, granted, give it a new head, but it looked pretty good. Yeah.
I don't think this is going to get a new head.
No, I don't think so as well. But
not unless it gets put in one of those Bumblebee Beyond, those buzzwordy Bumblebee Beyond, Bumble.
Yeah.
Sets.
Oh man, I'd prefer it to go on one of them. I hate to say it because I don't like those things, but I want the brighter colors.
The annoying thing for me about those things is that there's usually one figure in there I would like.
I know, yeah.
And you don't want the other three. And the thing about the other three is no one else wants them either.
No, there's only one that anybody wants. It sucks. Okay, so it says update wave breakdown of Studio Series 2023 wave 3 and 4. So in August, there's
this will be post movie, I suppose.
Depending if the movie gets delayed or anything, I suppose. We have Core Class Transformers 3 Bumblebee. Excuse me, I'm sure that's different somehow. Core Class Ironhide from the 86 movie. Deluxe says War for Cybertron Cliff Jumper.
Yeah, this is the new rumor.
Video game or movie?
Studio series is moving into the video games.
Huh. That could be quite good.
That could be interesting.
Or really bad.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, War for Cybertron, the figures they had, they were overly complicated, but they were well done figures.
Megatron wasn't, but he was fucking great.
I loved Megatron.
He was simple bitch, but man, he was good.
Yeah, like Optimus. I had Optimus and Bumblebee, and they drove me nuts.
Yeah, Soundwave was pretty good as well. Soundwave wasn't nearly as complex as Prime. Prime was just stupid complex.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is, you know what? Didn't get very good figures.
Oh my god. Yeah, Fall got fucking annihilated.
Can we talk about the one figure from that line I would really like, no matter how much I pretended I thought it was good, even then I knew it wasn't good? Maybe an updated engineering Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. Maybe.
Sure, yeah.
That isn't made out of one sheet of plastic.
That Voyager was, oh boy.
You could actually squeeze the chest and it would flex and you could see through it.
I bet if you did that now, you'd hear him crack.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I would say, like, I don't think gold plastic is an issue there. I think it's just shoddy plastic is an issue there.
Yeah, more than likely.
But,
yeah, I mean, if they do that, if they do move into that kind of stuff, yeah. I mean, granted, they're going for War for Cybertron first, so there are definitely some characters we wouldn't see, but fine.
Could you maybe give, like, Activision a $5 so we can play the games again?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
Buy hard copies.
I don't have anything to play them on. I'd have to buy a console.
Oh, that's a bummer. There's also going to be 86 Brawn, and also Transformers 7 Bumblebee, which is...
I will buy Brawn if he comes with a broken shoulder with a big hole in it.
Yeah.
If that's where the blast effect part is, if they put a blast effect part there.
I mean, if they don't, that's, come on. Because he's going to be a small figure, right? He's not going to be tall. He's a deluxe.
No,
and it's Brawn, who's known for being small.
Schmull. So he's going to need to come with shit.
You'd hope so. I mean, you and I both say that, but then I think of Wicket from the Star Wars line, who basically came with a bow, an arrow, and one other thing, and it's like he's not even half the size of most of the other figures, and he's still the same price as all of them.
Yeah.
I'm fucking out.
And Hasbro's not exactly in good graces in terms of money at the moment. With the D&D kerfuffle.
And the layoffs.
And the layoffs of 1,000 people.
Profits are still really good for the Hasbro, though.
Yeah, weird that.
Weird. There's also, for Voyagers, Transformers 7, Rhinox, so can we just say Rise of the Beasts? Whatever. War for Cybertron, Megatron. I mean, it's got a hard competition. I think a bigger size would do good for that mold, and I love that mold, but there's elements of it like the elbows and stuff like that I think a larger size would work well on. Yes, but the problem is that figure the actual game model transforms into nothing. It transforms into a weird rectangle, so it's not going to work too hard. It's a rectangle with a
cannon on the front.
Yeah.
So, and
oddly enough, it's one of those times where, you know how sometimes we've been like, man, that turns into fucking nothing. This is one of the very, very, very rare times when it can turn into nothing, and that's okay. So make sure the robot mode's exceptionally good. Yeah,
definitely. Now, here's a question. If they said that they were doing Fall of and Warfare, which one would you rather have?
I always preferred War's design. I didn't hate Fall, but he got a little bit edgelordy, like with the little spikes on his back.
Yeah, I prefer his story in Fall.
Yes.
But I would rather have War for Cybertron as a design.
To be fair, he was still in Fall of Cybertron before he was squished.
He was, and then he came back halfway through, and then he shot Starscream.
He did. That's
what you do. And then, but like, how did Megatron get taken out of half the game? Metroplex punched him in the face, and he didn't die.
How many times? Many times. Many times.
Man, I rarely have I seen a game that integrated gameplay and story moments as well as that one did.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Like,
G2 Laser was constantly sold out in my area, says Exel Hedge. Oh, well, that's shocking. You should come to England. We had fucking loads of them, apparently.
Yeah, fuck ton. Absolutely
and Ireland. Studio Series War for Cybertron Titans, please give me Trypticon and Omega or Bruticus. I think Bruticus would be the easy one to go for.
See, I think Bruticus is kind of the one. Like Trypticon is the one my heart says I want.
Yeah.
Bruticus is the one my brain says I want because wow.
Definitely not Omega. I don't hate
Bruticus
Omega,
and
but
Grimlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we all.
You want that fight?
Yeah, that would be wonderful to have, and both of them unfortunately got kind of fucked over back in 2012.
I love that line, to be honest. I mean, the Shockwave was one of the better ones, but it still wasn't good.
Still wasn't great.
No, it's better.
It wasn't great, but it was better.
Next up for Novemblob, we have Core Class. We have 87 Frenzy, which is whatever color you want it to be. I don't give a fuck.
Rumble.
Sure, like I said,
no, it would be Red Frenzy. Remember, we had Blue Rumble.
No, don't care. Transformers 7 Delta 2.
It said it on the box, Andy. It said it.
Delta 2.
I think that'll be the plane dude.
I don't know which the plane dude is off the top of my head.
They said there's going to be a plane dude in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I hope that's not his name because Delta 2 is a wank name. Wank. Hydra, again from the TF7 movie, which could either be a G1 reference or an actual Hydra.
Yeah, no.
Considering the last night.
No, God, why did you say that?
Because I hate you. There's also another Transformers Bumblebee, Transformers 3 Bumblebee. Oh, it's getting a re-release. Yeah, it's in the Wave 3. It's in Wave 4 as well for some reason. The exact same amount. There's 2 in the previous wave and 2 in this wave. Wow, they really wanted to get Bumblebee. Deluxe, we have the Nightbirds, which we've seen, which look really bad.
I don't think that's the same Nightbird. I think this is going to be I think that's the mainline Nightbird.
All right. Well, we'll see if it's better. There's also TF7 Mirage and Wolf Cybertron Bumblebee, which is probably the least interesting Wolf Cybertron figure.
Yeah, it's like Cliff Jumper with a different head.
Yeah, pretty much. And then for the Voyagers, there's 86 Ratchet, which I guess is just going to be the Ironhide but white. So cool. Feels late in the game to get the Ratchet, though. The white repaint of him, but okay.
Feels like it, but...
and then War for Cybertron Optimus. No sound
I like the War for Cybertron Optimus better than the Fall of Cybertron Optimus.
Yes, I would say like the best example of how clunky that design is for Fall of Cybertron is the intro. You know, when he was walking with Bumblebee going, look, Bumblebee, and he just looks like a man in boxes. He looks really awkward walking. He looks very silly. I think, the War of Cybertron design is a little bit more streamlined, works a little bit better. I still don't care too much about it because it's Prime, so he can get fucked. But there you go. Leader-wise, there's Transformers 7 Optimus Prime and 86 Snarl. So we'll be, November, and we're still not completed with the Dinobots yet.
Yeah, still not got Swoop.
No, I guess... Next, it'll have to be, unless Swoop gets a surprise release, it'll be like next year. Damn, that's a long time to get those Dinobots. Jesus Christ. And we haven't even had repaints of them yet. Yeah. It's going to happen, I would imagine. Anything stand out to you there, Mr. Mikey? There's a few interesting things, I suppose.
Yeah, the War for Cybertron thing, depending on how they turn out, could be very interesting.
Or disappointing, I suppose, yeah.
And overpriced, regardless.
Fuck, yeah, I was just about to say that. I didn't even consider that they're going to just be Studio Series bumped up price, fuck you money.
Yeah, fuck. An extra 5-10 on top.
For no reason, because they don't even come with background stands now, do they?
No, they don't. There's no reason for them to have that. It just like they started that with the Prime whatever. There was a line in last night where they started this like bumped up price thing before Studio Series. Is what Studio Series evolved into.
Well, didn't they give you the shitty background, cardboard background? So you're like, well, get a little background. So
yeah, you know what? That wasn't worth an extra quarter of the figure.
No, but my point is they've taken that away now, so you're not even getting that. But you're still paying the money.
Hey, remember if you bought like technically if you bought the Legacy Soundwave from last year where we used the War for Cybertron mold.
Oh yeah,
you paid more money for less because you didn't get the same paint.
That's right.
So Armada, depending on how they turn out, obviously. Sure. Armada Megatron could be very interesting.
I'm interested to see a new version of that, especially when we've had fans, hobby, whoever did the previous third-party Megatron. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting to compare those two.
And like the strong rumor is that the Commander figure is going to be Optimus from Armada. So
that makes sense. Is it going to be the one that we saw 10,000 years ago, though? Or is it going to be new?
Will it catch Fire is the important thing. So Stratter Striker and Strong Arm potentially interesting. Bludgeon potentially interesting. Dreadwing could be a fun repaint for me, but the War for Cybertron ones probably, like most of the movie ones, not so much.
Yeah.
Just like I'd really need to see what Nightbird's design is like. I'd really need to see more of Optimus Primal. Snarl could be interesting but like the QC and the Dinobots went downhill by the time they hit Sludge. Like everyone said it.
Yeah, I heard that Sludge was like particularly bad for some reason.
Yeah, like he made it onto some people's like worst toy of the year list because of how bad his QC was.
Wow.
So I hope that Snarl's better quality.
You'd hope so.
Yeah, it's got potential. It does have potential, but wait and see.
Well, we did get some reveals during the live stream recap thing. So and some full-on new reveals as well. So we got, I mean, some of these things were fully confirmed with the Megatron, the Dirge, the Shadow Optimus, Leo Optimus Prime, Beachcomber, which I'm not sure if we mentioned, and DevCon. We also got images of some of the Rise of the Beast figures that we've talked about. One that we didn't talk about that was revealed during the week was I guess is it the Studio Series Cheetor?
Yeah, it's the Studio Series Voyager Cheetor.
There we go, yeah. So he is very much a Michael Bay design again, which is once again concerning.
Like he's got Beast Machine's influence more than Beast Wars.
A little bit. He's the wrong color. I mean, why not have him bright yellow?
I don't. Well, like he's not in the trailer. We see the Beast mode in the trailer pretty clearly, and he is like this color.
Yeah, I know. I still think it's weird.
Yeah, pre-orders are up from now, but I don't like the Cheetah mode nearly as much as I like the Deluxe.
The Deluxe is a lot better looking visually.
Yeah, and the robot mode here is just kind of
flat,
generic.
Yeah,
generic. Like there's very little on him to make him distinct and interesting. Like his head is vaguely cat-like. Like he doesn't. He looks more like a grunt to me. He looks like he should be a grunt.
And his color palette looks, because it's like this weird browny orangey kind of color, he looks too much same color palette as Rhinox.
Yeah.
If you put those two next to each other, again, it's just going to be a blob of similar colors mushing together, I feel, on screen.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the official pictures, which, by the way, wow, they fucked up the official pictures on some of these figures.
Yeah, I'm just using the images from the live stream because they're better.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And the way the arm transform, it doesn't look nice.
No.
And like also they've gone for the stand up, here's your arms, here's your legs thing, which is just less visually interesting than what Cheetor usually does.
Especially for a Voyager as well, right?
Definitely.
It also looks like his robot feet have been like chainsawed off, like his feet have been chainsawed off, like so he doesn't have toes. Like it looks like there should be more of a foot there, but it's not because they're just stuck on the back of the cheetah legs.
Yeah. Hey, Rise of the Beasts. Every single thing I see of it makes me less interested in this movie, and I don't like saying that because I like Bumblebee a lot.
Yep.
I like Bumblebee a lot as a movie, but as I said at the time, it's just like I feel like every wrong lesson was learned.
If I didn't have to, I don't think I would go and see Rise of the Beasts.
I'm going to go see it for free, so I've got a free ticket. So I'm saving a free ticket for that.
Can you send me the free ticket?
No.
Oh, I don't want to pay money for it.
Well, you will.
I know, I will. I don't want to, though. The more important kind of reveals we got were a little later on, so let me go back to the top of the list. We got to see Grimlock, who caused some controversies, and was not fully transformed either, or correctly transformed, for some reason.
In the official stock photos.
Good fucking Christ. What the fuck? Why?
They showed he was mistransformed on the stream, which was basically like it looked like his legs didn't actually fold up to form anything.
Yeah.
And then and that was made worse by the official photos. The official photos you throw out there are the same. They also make it look like he doesn't transform into anything. And it wasn't until they released some package images and stuff like that over the next couple of days, you saw which also still used those bad transformations. But the back of the box images showed, oh wait, his butt folds up like a normal Grimlock.
But even then, it still doesn't look very clean. I mean, it's again another pretty. It looks better than Sludge. It still doesn't look good as a core class figure.
does look better than Sludge.
Low bar.
And for me, like, apart from the fact, like, they said, like, well, we didn't have a lot of time. You didn't have a lot. You could have done it on screen.
Yeah.
I was watching it, and it just like, you could have done it on screen. And
it's a core class figure. Come on.
the Grimlock himself, the robot mode, also doesn't look great, because essentially what's going on is you have a really tiny torso, giant legs and arms that are basically non-posable, and a teeny tiny head. So it looks like someone basically took the sliders in Grimlock's body and put them up and put the body down and the limbs up, but there's no there's knees, but there's no articulation in the arms. Yeah. And that's kind of like, for me, like I was kind of expecting him to be less, because I was like, okay, he doesn't have to do much, less compromised than the other two.
And yet, here we are.
Yeah. And we also got to see the start of Volcanica's combination. They did do a bit of a note on this later on, one of their behind-the-scenes things.
I'll go, while you talk about this, I'll try and find the image for it, because I've lost it.
Yeah. So if you go on Cybertron, they've got like a separate image for it or something like that. But we got to see like what the Volcanicus leg mode looked like.
Yes, Excel Hedge mentions in the chat. He doesn't use these words. I'm gonna paraphrase. It looks like anus.
Anus.
Anus. Yeah.
The way the legs work, so essentially you fold Grimlock up kind of as you'd expect him to, but then you've got so it's like this big block of a leg. It's just one big block. And then the back wings and Grimlock don't go anywhere.
No.
And the official transformation, they said this in their behind the scenes creator thing, is, well, the wings can go anywhere you want. They can fold over the head out of the way. And I'm just like, but so they don't have an official spot. I'm just like, surely the sensible thing was to have like one extra hinge that you could fold down so they went on the sides of the leg.
I love the fact that they say they can go anywhere. It's like, fuck off. They cannot.
But if you go with them as they have here, which is one of the official ways of doing it in the stream, that looks really bad.
It does.
Like Sludge has the tail of the robot mode on the legs for the thigh. That doesn't look too bad. It kind of blends in fairly well.
Yeah.
But Grimlock having that, like, what the fuck is going on? And like, if you look at Dino King, let me bring up Dino King for a sec, because obviously this is following the exact same transformation scheme as Dino King, because Goryu formed the left leg.
Sure.
Who is? So which one of the ones there? Of that is Ryu, Yokuryu, and Gairyu, if I remember right, or left, or is it Doryu?
Whatever.
Okay, so the Ankylosaurus is going to form the left arm. The Stegosaurus is going to form the right leg. And the Pteranodon is going to form the arm, the right arm. So, am I right there? I think I'm right there. Yeah. So, either way, like, what kind of kibble are you going to have going on with that limb?
Yeah.
What kind of kibble? Because like, if a Stegosaurus is a fucking leg, what, like, Snarl's got? What are you going to do with his tail to make him not stick out the side?
You know what was a better combiner at a core class scale, and just kind of came out during a really bad time for Hasbro, and we actually kind of mentioned it.
Yeah, I think I know what you're going to say.
Abominus.
Yeah,
and technically they were smaller. Those were smaller figures than these are.
Yeah, like I'm hoping that basically I'm hoping you can fan mode this, but like. I was kind of interested in Volcanicus at least, and like I want to see how it turns out, because I'll be honest, it still looks better than the Power of the Prime one. But like Dino King is what I'd want from this, and I'm really, really hoping that this comes together okay, because I don't. Because Dino King's important, and like the idea to me that like Grimlock's head is forming the knee, and then you cover it up with a big piece of kibble, is so bizarre.
Yeah, why bother?
Why are you doing it that way? And then like how bare the front of his leg looks. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure they did the very, very best they could, and they're talented designers, which is why I'm kind of like, but why though?
Yeah, this just doesn't look like it it was a good plan. Like, I think someone should have up a management gone, no, we can't do this. Not at this scale. It's not worth it. It doesn't look good. My only thing I can assume is we're doing it at this scale because we don't think kids will buy Dino King. So we'll do them into the Dinobots. And because kids don't care, it doesn't really matter as much. But the fans want a Dino King. This is how we can get them a Dino King, even if it's shit. Maybe that's an unfair way to kind of think about how it's going. But the proof is in the pudding.
Tell you,
and it doesn't look good.
I can tell you that, like, because I did some research into this, behind the scenes stuff is saying, like, basically since Brian Goldner went, the actual psychology and the upper management level in Hasbro has done a dramatic shift.
Yeah, I've seen your tweets about it, basically saying that we were lucky to have Brian as long as we did, because it was a little bit about creativity and toy design and stuff like that, and now it's just money, right?
Yeah.
Which would explain a lot.
It would explain a lot, and that's not hyperbole, unfortunately. That is, like, insider talk, like very, very reliable insider talk is basically saying, like, Brian Goldner, like, okay, he was there to make money, but he wanted to do it by making a creative product that would really get people going. Yeah,
the best way to be a person on top.
And the people who've come in now are kind of some of his underlings who were brought in because he needed someone who was good with good business and, you know, nothing else. Yeah. And because that's what you need sometimes. You don't need everyone to be a dreamer.
Yeah.
But now they're in charge. And they don't care about necessarily the product, they care about the bottom dollar, which is one of the reasons you lost 1,000 employees in the last couple of weeks. And one of the reasons we had the massive D&D fuck up that we had. Which a lot of people are saying is solved, and I'm just like, oh boy, is there some loopholes they're going to use going forward that no one's talking about. But anyway, yeah, like, I was kind of expecting Grimlock to be where this started coming together.
And it's just falling further. It's set a precedent now. It's not just like Slug's bad. It's like, oh, Grimlock's bad as well.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Who else did we have? We also had Thundercracker, who's shown with one null ray. People are, well, I think some people are concerned that he's only going to come with one null ray.
Well, null rays and Skywarp.
That's why people are worried, you know, with the cutbacks and everything. Wouldn't it be hilarious if, like, Starscream has 2, Thundercracker has 1, and Skywarp has none? Wouldn't that be fun? But otherwise, it's just Skywalker. Sorry, it's just Thundercracker, so still no dog, Mikey. Sorry, bro.
Yep.
Don't think it's going to happen. Maybe one day. We have the Nemesis Prime, who instead of having a goon has an axe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's the same. It's like, all right, well, fair
Apparently,
enough.
the axe was on the sprue the whole time, but this is the first time or on the gang mold the whole time, and this is the first time we're getting it.
Oh, you telling me that means that they decided to cheap out and not give the original Prime his axe?
Yeah. Don't know.
Well, no, I mean, if it's on the mold.
But they didn't give him the gun then, so I'm like, what's going on?
I'm guessing the budget for the figure says you can only have one weapon with him. Choose.
Design.
Next up is Bludgeon, not Bludgeon. Shrapnel. Shrapnel.
Oh, Shrapnel, yeah, Shrapnel.
I know Insecticons. I'm not tired. Shut up.
Yeah.
What do you think of this
one, leader? I like him better than Kickback.
Yeah. Same. I did hear somebody say, proportion-wise, it would be nicer if his torso was just a little bit longer, because they mentioned that he looked a little bit squished, and they showed like an edited image of just like yanking him like up a little bit, and it helped the proportions. It's not to a point where it really bothers me too much.
Yeah, I like him, to be honest. I know, like, I think like you and I are very much of the aesthetic that just looks better anyway.
Yes.
But I like him. I think he looked good for what he is.
I would agree. It seems like they've decided to make his underslung insect legs into Evo Fusion, amazing gimmick thing. Evo Fusion's a joke, by the way. Evo Fusion's a joke.
One of the Evo Fusion things is that he's holding a gun.
Yes. It's not a hyperbolic statement. Mikey is telling the truth. That is on the back of his box. I think the idea is meant to be like you can combine his guns together into this monstrosity we have on screen, or that is shown on the website, where it's just plug gun into gun into gun. Does it look like a better gun? No, but it can do it.
But is it more gun?
It is more. Yes, technically it is more because it is bigger. Therefore, it is more. I can't say that I care too much about that, but the basic figure itself looks what I would want it to be, and at least we know Bombshell is coming this year as well, so the Insecticons will be done. And like you said, Mikey, the deluxe ones theoretically are going to be on the horizon, and it will make getting yourself a ransack pretty much impossible.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know what else to say about him. I think he looks what you would hope he would be. You know, what else are you going to do? Next up is the Prowl that we've talked about, the animated one. Some people like it. I don't.
Who we talked about. I like it. I'm liking it more. And I found the design thing really interesting because, weirdly enough, when the behind the scenes for him and Skyquake were interesting because they both kind of said like, well, originally we had something more in line of what we were originally dreaming of, and then someone said like, but then it wouldn't look right. So we made it more animated, and we made we saw the early design sketches for Skyquake, and it was basically like G1 Skyquake with a bit of Prime detailing.
Yeah, it was weird.
And then people said, and apparently like only thing like, well, no, that don't look good. So like, yeah,
it's like somebody came in and said, "Hey, do you remember those things you did with RC? Don't do them anymore. Stop it." I still don't like the Prowl.
Weirdly enough, it was mentioned in the behind the scenes. It's like we know people didn't like Prowl and RC and Bulkhead.
Yeah. Oh,
no one talks about Knockout.
Oh,
no one talks about Knockout.
The great shame that is Knockout as well. I think RC is more egregious, but yeah,
I think Knockout's a greater shame because at least RC and Bulkhead were original molds that you fucked up. Knockout's so unimportant; he gets a retool.
See, I would say RC is the worst one because she was her own unique mold and had a pretty easy thing to kind of follow by anyway, but they didn't look anything like it. At least Knockout looks like the version of him in the comic. At least he looks like that, even though it's the one that nobody wanted.
But he looks like the version of him in the comic, Andy, because that's the
only one that
told to use that design.
Yeah,
they weren't told to use the Prime design. They were shown this design and told draw this in your comic.
Yeah. Bulkhead's probably the best of those Prime figures that have came out, right?
Probably.
I hear people say he's a really good mold, so.
Yeah, I don't like the chest, but I hear he's good.
The actual toy, yeah, I don't think it's a good Prime one, but yeah, Crosscut, he's coming. Don't care. It's just
red wheels.
Yeah. Red wheels, huh? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Red wheels. The page is freezing up, so let me slide down. Oh, it's the other Junkion, which we've already talked about, the one that's the bike. And then the next one up is Metal Hawk, who's done out of Cyclonus, the toy that Mikey hates.
Yeah. No, I hate the original Cyclonus toy that everyone loved.
I have no opinion.
But I don't have a strong opinion on the Kingdom one. But I hated the one from Universe that you all loved.
So Metal Hawk, I think robot mode looks really good. I think vehicle mode looks really bad. Okay,
so vehicle mode. Are you basing your vehicle mode opinion off of the Amazon thing or the other thing?
What do you mean the Amazon thing?
So do you know we saw a picture of the vehicle mode where the nose is all squished?
Oh no, I'm basing it off of the extended like it's warm outside and I'm horny look rather than it's cold outside. I think they both look bad.
I don't think it looks too bad. I think like Cyclonus definitely wins in the vehicle mode.
If I told you that this looks like a McDonald's, if you like rammed the details down and stood further away from it, and I told you it looked like a McDonald's toy,
yeah, but I'd say that about you.
You are not disproving what I'm saying about this, though. That's fine.
I don't know. I think it looks fine. I think some of that's just the colors, but I think it looks.
It's
fine.
So big and rectangular.
It definitely is that, but like that's Cyclonus' fault.
Yeah, but because it was based off Cyclonus, that's fine because he made the shape. It turns into his correct shape, right? It looks like Cyclonus' vehicle mode. This doesn't look like a jet. This just looks like a square that can fly. And you could even say it doesn't even look like the original G1 version. I'd say the G1 version had a cooler look to it. It looked more streamlined in a weird way.
Metal Hawk.
I mean, it's a pretender, so it's not like it's not doing a lot of heavy lifting for a vehicle mode,
but the Japanese exclusive Pretender, so God only knows.
No, it's still not doing a lot of heavy lifting, trust me.
Yeah. It vaguely looks right. Basically, I like the robot mode a lot.
The colors are right, but that's about it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah.
But I like the robot mode on Metal Hot a ton.
Yes, the robot mode is really good. No doubt, it is a great rendition of the G1 version.
I think as a toy, it looks much better than Cyclonus. And I've seen them together now. I've seen pictures of them next to each other, and just like, no, colors are better, sculpting's better, face is a million times better. Like, I don't have enough nostalgia for Cyclonus or Metal Hawk to say like there's any roast in the glass here. I just think that the bird looks better than the Cyclone.
I mean, the chest is more interesting because it's not flat like Cyclonus is. I think the Cyclonus toy would be better if he just had a better head. Unfortunately, he doesn't. That's not the world that we live in. But yeah, I think this is 50% really good and 50% kind of mediocre. Oh, that is a bad version, the Amazon picture of it.
Yeah, everyone thought that was what happened. Like, what's going on?
I mean, it is only the cockpit that's kind of shrunk down, but yeah, it's still not good. Regardless. Again, this would be one that I'd get on sale, personally. I don't think I'd rush for him on day. I'm not going to do that for any of the figures, let's be honest. Next, we got Billy and Rewind. Why is Rewind once again casting translucent fucking plastic?
I don't know.
I can only assume no, because like his translucent red window's red.
Yep.
Why is he translucent black? Why? Stop it. There's no need.
Maybe they did it with Eject, and they said like, well, we can't release Rewind normally. That's just like make us look like a crazy person.
But you could do it, and it would be like nicer.
On the plus side, I like Twincast a lot more than Blaster.
He's got a new face sculpt, which is interesting.
Yeah,
I don't think they even go that far for it, but yeah, he looks quite cool.
I've always liked Twincast colors a lot more.
What do you think of his Evo power, Mikey?
Oh god, which is the Evo power? I don't remember.
You get his gun and you stick it on the back of his tape deck mode.
Yeah. Forgot about that one. So again, this is like someone in Hasbro saying like some higher up saying like they need a gimmick, they need a unifying gimmick, and it's like you can hold things.
You sure can.
Like Needle Nose can land on Skyquake. Cool. That's also Evo Fusion. No, that's landing.
Yeah.
That's called landing.
Like I don't hate the gun going on the back because it kind of looks a bit like an antenna for the radio.
Yeah, no, works
that's
fine. It's just like
calling that a gimmick hilarious. Is generous.
Like, can I do it with the rest of the toys?
I mean, you could do it with some of the toys that have gimmicks.
You could put it on the side as well because there's a peg in his foot.
Yes, but that's not an official Evo Fusion.
Oh, I'm sorry, not an official Evo. What was I thinking about the official Evo Fusion?
You fucking moron! Don't you look fucking dumb?
I mean, I feel it now.
And then we've got Skyquake. We've kind of talked about Skyquake before. Skyquack, and like you said, Mikey, he has Evo Fusion. When I can get the fucking image.
No, he's got two Evo Fusion. He can hold a gun and land a plane.
Yes, awkwardly. I don't even know. How does he peg on? Does he just like...
Don't know. People are very
this clip's on his
about
back.
that.
Never mind.
People are very excited about that, and I'm pretty indifferent to Needle Nose landing.
No, I don't really care. I don't think it looks desperately good. I think it's meant to be like... It's technically meant to be like a nod to the original toy, because the original toy could do that with the Predators, but there was a reason why it did that. There was an actual gimmick reason, because the other Predators had like displays that would go into the magnifying glass in the back of Skyquake, and you could basically change out the little image that would appear. A fun gimmick. Very dangerous, because he was mostly gold plastic.
Yeah.
Didn't know until years later. But a neat gimmick. Not so much here. Do you think it's weird that the box art doesn't have him correctly painted? His boob is different.
But based on Hasbro box art, not really.
Yeah, that's sad but true. Sad but true. That was all of the reveals. That's like three that I didn't know about that I'm interested in, which is I'm shocked I'm interested in Twincast, but here we are. Shrapnel and Metal Hawk.
Yeah.
Like, I'd get all of them. Skyquake would that really depends on if a G1 version comes out in the future. Mikey.
Yes.
What is next?
We have guests, so we'll go through these nice and quickly. It's been confirmed that TF Nation Minicon, which is happening somewhere, they don't say here.
Manchester, I think.
Manchester on the 25th of March on Piccadilly Hotel. This is basically a one-day event. Lots of guests. Nick's going to be there, a few others. And Chris Carter has been confirmed to be there. He is a colorist who worked on Devastation, some of the Spotlights, All Hail Megatron. Hang on. Well, Carter provided colors through IDW's initial Transformers run. Debuting on Devastation, his work appeared in numerous Spotlight issues and the fan-favorite series All Hail Megatron.
What?
Was it?
Oh, being a fan favorite? Yeah, I'm sure there was like a fan that liked it.
It was a fan for who it was a favorite, but I'm sure there's one person out there who thought Heart of Darkness was the best book ever written. We call those the crazies, Andy.
Yeah.
Like, come now, TF Nation. Come now.
You know,
you don't have to spin it. You don't have to spin it as positive. Just say, and All Hail Megatron.
They like to have a bit of fun, Mikey. What can I tell you?
Come now. He also worked on some movie stuff, including Nefarious, Alliance, Revenge of the Fallen movie adaptation, and the Titan era of comics as well, which are apparently some of the hardest things for people to find for scanning and stuff like that.
Oh, really? Huh.
Oh, yeah. Chris Carter, he's a cool dude. Next up for TFCon, these are all Los Angeles. Yes, Los Angeles, March 10th to 12th, 2023, in the airport place that I can never remember the name of. So they have announced 4 guests. First off, we have this is a quite quick get. Tiana Camacho. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Who voiced Frenzy in Earthspark? Who was the guitar lady? And
did they make it purple because it's both red and blue?
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Please let it be that. So, voice acting wise, I'm just going through. What have you done? You're doing some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Velma, the Pokemon's Ruby, Glina Goodwitch. Oh, that's a surprise. I'm just looking for something that everyone would actually get if there's something. And like quite a lot of credits here with a voice in Belle, the Japanese movie that was apparently very, very good. A lot of anime work. A lot of anime work. Yeah, mostly anime would be the thing. So I'm unfortunately not familiar with most of her work then. But so she's gonna be there. Cool. I suddenly sound very dismissive, but I don't mean to be.
Mikey's tired. He has things to do.
No, I need a pee actually, so I'm going to get up in a second. And then Jessica Di Giovanni, who played RC in Transformers War for Cybertron, and more importantly, played Windblade and Cosmos in Transformers Cyberverse. And we can all ask her, how do you feel about not having a toy?
Yeah, for either character.
Yeah, how's your deluxe?
How's Prowl?
How do you own a Prowl? Would you sign my Prowl? If anyone's going to TFCon, please actually bring her a Prowl. Say it, sign it, and then send me the Prowl. Like it won't be worth anything. I'll pay you for it, but it's one of those like novelty things for me. Next up is Travis Arts, who played Hot Rod in Cyberverse, who started out with one of the worst performances in the show and got very good by the end of it. It's amazing what a bit of experience will do. And then David Sobolov, who is, of course, Beast Wars Depth Charge, Blitzwing and Bumblebee, Shockwave and Transformers Prime, and Rhinox and Battletrap in Rise of the Beasts.
Wow.
Wow. So he's a nice man.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, and that is the news.
Yes, and it sounds like, I know I have to skedaddle off, and I know Mikey has to urinate, so we should,
Yes.
I guess we should probably wrap up the show.
Yeah,
right?
it's been I don't think we've been too much to go over this week for ourselves, and it's been pretty packed.
I mean, I have quite a bit to go over, but yeah, we just don't have the time.
Add it to the list.
Add it to the list. We'll talk about it next week, baby. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to? My
Irish
little
Paley on
cherub.
Twitter. No, I'm not a cherub. I am a hearthy seraphim. So I'm on Twitter as Irish Paleo. If you want to contact Moonbase2 on Twitter, it's the Moonbase2 on Twitter. And then you can send us an email, moonbase2@gmail.com. We've started that new show from last week, the Squawk Box. I still like the name. Deal with it, Andy.
I only make fun of you because you make fun of the names that I make for everything.
My name was relevant. What was your excuse?
For what?
What do we call our Patreon show?
Oh, woo woo. Yeah, because it's nonsense.
Yeah. So I still think I've got some legs to stand on. Yeah. But that is out now. We've got our first episode out with Chris. Love some feedback on that. Talking about like being an adult engaging with children with media.
Yeah, Chris, send some feedback from the show you did with Mikey. Would like to hear it.
Yeah, Chris, tell me what you think of me. Why do you think I'm great?
What was it like to work with Mikey?
Yeah, that'd be a new like. What, Chris? You're new to the game. What's it like working with me for the first time? So yeah, and if you want to send us any other messages, Facebook, Libsyn, Twitter, Patreon, CC Bunker. You all know the places by now. Andy, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch as Decayed Andy. YouTube as Decayed Andy, as in a rotten, fleshy person rather than a 10-year period, where I stream, usually 10:15 UK time, Tuesdays to Saturdays for the most part. If you want to come on by and watch the stream, you can come and play with me. Otherwise, Mikey's mentioned all the places, but we're also on patreon.com/moonbase2, and if you do $2 each month, you get the full... From the Files to Teltran 2, which we've got up this month's one, which was me and Griff talking about Spawn the Dark Ages. The free version's up. Me and Paul talk about Ghost Rider Heart of Darkness. That'll be going up this month as well, probably on Friday, I think. And then we'll be doing one of those a month, where I talk with people about... They introduced me to a Marvel comic that I haven't read before, and we have a little talk about it. That's the idea behind that. Mm-hmm. Bit of fun. And Moonbase Woo Woo, we're talking about non-transformery things. Hopefully I'll be able to get around and get season 6 of Stargate out at some point. So that's us all done and dusted, Mr. Mikey. So thank you for coming on by and talking with me about the formers that trans.
Yay!
And until next time, thank you everybody for joining us live on YouTube and on Twitch. And for just listening to the podcast as well. Very much appreciate all of you out there, and all of you as well for signing up to Patreon and helping us out. Thank you. So until next time, everybody, have a very good day, good evening, and a good night. Both me and Mikey will see you guys next time. Oh, send us messages to let us know what you thought of the reveals. Yeah. Let us know what you thought of the reveals that we got and the future leaks as well.
Engage and we'll tell you we like you. We don't know you well enough to actually care one way or the other, but we'll pretend. Yeah,
it's true. I don't like anything, though.
No, that is true. Andy is dead inside.
I am. That's my whole gimmick.
Also
Bye-bye,
outside.
everybody. Bye-bye.